Hey everybody, and welcome to D4.
Rye Devin.
And I, Dustin,
Cody M, a 5th edition game
of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah!
Yeah! Reminder, it's that time again. It's Extra Life time. Let's all band together. Let's be heroes so that we can give kids a chance at life of adventure. Again, we know that this is a really hard year on everybody, so every dollar counts, and also every mention counts. So if you can't donate, please just spread the word, and let's try and break our goal of 10,000 last year, just so that we can help these kids.
Yep. It's also September once again. So if you're a new viewer or have not subscribed to our channel yet, now is your chance. And don't worry, if you've been gifted a subscription by one of our amazing and generous fans but have not subscribed yourself, you're still eligible. If you subscribe at any point in September, you can do so at 20% off. If you are watching from mobile, please make sure you go to subs.twitch.tv in order to access this amazing deal.
We are down a Logan currently, but he is joining us shortly. But we're going to take over D&D Beyond.
Yes, D&D Beyond right now is having an incredible Labor Day sale, as tomorrow is Labor Day. They're doing 15% off on bundles, so you can use the code LDLB for 15% off on a Legendary bundle, LDAB for the Adventure bundle, and LDSB for the Sourcebook bundle. But speaking of Sourcebook bundles,
tonight we're doing a giveaway. If you enter #Beyond, you are eligible to win one of the Sourcebook bundles yourself. Make sure that you are on the RockPunch Twitch's channel, and make sure to only enter once so you're not disqualified. And Sourcebook is everything that you could ever want to create any character that you could ever want. It is definitely the player's friend, and maybe also enemy, with the DM creating some crazy things in there as well. But let's hear from our other sponsors.
Hello, Goblin Katie here, and I'm going to talk to you about a little something called Beetle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse. Who doesn't love Pandemonium? I love Pandemonium. You love Pandemonium. Pandemonium is a force that runs the world. So why not get on board with a little bit of Pandemonium in your game? Go to beetleandgrims.com and you can purchase one of their amazing editions that get put out for the different D&D products that come out, like the Rime of the Frost Maiden Silver Edition box that they're doing. The Platinum Edition has sold out, but they're doing a Silver Edition for those who missed out on it. So you can go to their website and pre-purchase that. You can also get the Curse of Strahd box that they're putting out, which looks amazing. It comes with coins that have Strahd's face on them. Freaking coins, y'all. So head on over to beetleandgrims.com. You can also get t-shirts, other props, and all sorts of cool stuff. They have charity items such as a shirt that benefits the Trevor Project and the Shield of Faith. So check them out. And while you're at it, if you've got Twitch, head on over to Beetle and Grims and enlist with them. Follow them, like them. It's going to be fabulous. They do all sorts of cool stuff on there. beetleandgrims.com.
Are you 30 plus? I am. I am over 30. And you know what? Eldritch Foundry knows exactly how to cater to me with their new knocked prone pose that they have, in which you are bent at the back slightly with a hand on your back, that they love to call amongst themselves the 30 plus pose. And I know that pose. And I think many of my friends who are 30 plus know that pose all too well. And perhaps your character is someone who also is 30 plus and knows that as well. But it's still very dangerous. If that's something you're looking for, Eldritch Foundry has the best content ever for making your miniature at your table the exact way you want it. Even if your character is like me, 30 plus with a bad back. Who knows? Maybe that's what you're looking for. And if that's what you're looking for, they have that and all sorts of other options at Eldritch Foundry. You should definitely check them out and make a miniature of your own for your own table, the highest quality.
Hi, I'm not 30 plus. I get 2 more years of being able to say that. Very exciting. Very exciting being 28. But you know who's a baby? It's Rhea. Rhea's a baby. 1996 baby. And you want to know what's funny? Do you guys remember that fun game that we all remember? Not Rhea. The rest of us remember. When it came out, It's called Final Fantasy X. That game. Raya was 5. Yeah. 2001. And that game is considered retro now. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to know that game is considered retro now? Isn't that like really exciting? Yeah, the PlayStation 2, retro. Ooh, yeah, that hit you. I hope it hit you hard. It hit me hard. RockPunch has been really into streaming retro games lately, including games like Final Fantasy X, 10-2. But also, sorry, I just had to really include all that. I really had to drive it in the nail. But Greg and Colton have also, been playing NES games as well as having a good time just singing. Singing is timeless. Singing is something everyone remembers. You can be young or old. So that one you don't have to feel bad about. Still, Molly and Torin are creating the series where they discuss and rate movie deaths called Dead Air. They still have 2 episodes out that if you haven't checked it out, go for it. Also, Bab Feels at Video Games. She this week I saw was playing Need for Speed.
Nope, Until Dawn.
Until Dawn? Okay, it says Need for Speed. So never mind, I take it back. She hasn't finished Until Dawn yet, which
is hilarious.
Someone else is playing Need for Speed, which honestly, also an old game. So we're just really about that retro gaming right now, okay? So like 25 plus, we're looking at you. We love you, not Raya, the rest of you.
I love you, Raya.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And I have 6 more years until I'm at least 30. But
I hate you, Raya.
Everyone has in common, whether they're young or old, is the love of D&D, especially here. And what better way to support your favorite D&D stream than going to d4dnd.com just to purchase some of our merch. We got glasses. We have beautiful shirts. And if you're doing the over 30 pose and your hand is on your back, don't you want a soft shirt to touch while you're there? So if you do, go to d4dnd.com. Bye-bye.
All right, I think without further ado,
Let us immerse ourselves into the chronicles
of D4. And we're back.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Last time on Dedicated Droves and a Discharged Drudge. As the BFGs wait for Voss to return to the tavern, they find the alley completely dark. And as Renair meets them outside, he tells them a darkness has overtaken the alley and everyone is gone. As the party heads inside, the lights flare up and the entire alley and staff shout, "Surprise!" for V's birthday. V is given many gifts from patrons of the alley, and as she finishes up, they notice a mist coming up from the cellar that seeps in through the planks of wood. As Seisha opens the trapdoor to head down, she is met by Flinrick, their server, who Manshoon killed with a finger of death. and she had to put down as an undead. As it appears, Avron, Harold's patron, has brought him back, though he was described as a little darker, a little more sinister, gray, pale, with red eyes and new armor, as he seemed to come from Ravenloft in the realms beyond the Shadowfell.
Mama Ue arrives as Flinrick leaves to head home for the night, not seeming to realize how long he had been dead, thinking it was just a couple hours. But as Mama Ue comes in, Seisha asked her to come and give V the gift of a seance so that her grandmother Lo can be here for her name day. As they all settle in for the ritual of the seance, V lights a candle that turns black. And as it does, coming from her is the ethereal red image of her grandmother. And as she tells V that she would never miss this day, she sits down by the hearth and tells a story of the history of the Veterock clan and how they came to be on the Star Mounts.
Voss finishes up shopping in the black market, picking up a few useful items as he makes one last stop at the Blind Unicorn. Once there, he meets Droomshore, the proprietor, and hears a crash from behind as Althalid looks to the masked man talking to Droomshore, Voss recognizing her as one of the 12 children he sold while working for the Reforged Ring. He immediately begins to try and think of a way to get her to safety and learns that she has been learning magic from Droomshore. But he, although he's teaching her, does not really have any emotional attachment.
Voss convinces Drumshore to let him buy her, but Drumshore only agrees if he parts with Magebane, his magical dagger. Althalid tries to argue and can't believe Drumshore would do this, but it's mere business in Drumshore's eyes. She and Voss return to the manor where he gathers the rest of the party and introduces her to them. The young girl with silver hair and gray eyes is submissive and timid and does not say much, her spirit completely broken, her eyes constantly looking at her feet. Finley kneels down in front of her and brings Othelid's eyes to her own and tells her, "We are wizards and we bow for no one." Seisha takes her to her room where she settles in, and Petunia and Harold bring her some cake, trying to make her feel welcomed and that what happened was done to bring her a better life, a free life.
The group then gathers and discusses the next day. A delivery pickup they overheard from the Winter's Wind and a possible murder of Lord Starbuckler within the rest of the week to come. Renair tells them he has a meeting set up for them with Laurel Silverhand, the Open Lord, and to mention the plan they are thinking about Starbuckler, as they know he is a Lord of Waterdeep, but the BFGs know even more that he is a masked Lord. And as a target of Manshoon, hopefully Laurel Silverhand will aid them in their quest to save him. But as everyone settles down for the night, we start back again with Vinley.
We don't have to.
Oh, but we do.
Oh no, you get to have a dream too. Have fun.
My first one.
Again, you finally settle down after your nightly rituals for rest. The second half of your day has been one of the best mental and emotional days you've had in a long time. Probably in decades, if not centuries. Your mind relaxes into a deep slumber, unburdened by the sorrows that haunt you from your past. Your mind blank, empty, void of all thought. Just a barren darkness of nothing until you realize you're not alone in the black. A deep, deep silhouette begins to emerge from the shadows, but it is nearly impossible to make out what it is.
And from the darkness calls out two words in a calming, soothing voice. "Hello, Venny." And as your heart sinks into pure fear, knowing who stands before you,
What do you do?
No. No. This isn't real. I'm asleep. You're not real. Illitron, you are not real anymore.
You see the silhouette of the man who haunts you, who controlled you against your will, who caused you to run, the man whose name you would not speak for years, and he who fills your mind with every dark thought that directs your wand. You watch as his eyes begin to gleam like a predator stalking its prey at night. Then you see another, and another, and another, and another, now all surrounding you, as they all echo the same two words, one after another, completely surrounded by Illitron.
Hello, Vinny!
His words filled with rage and anger that spit like vitriol, like hooks that seep into your heart.
Hello, Vinny.
Words of desperation that feel like a growing vast emptiness that swells inside of you. Hello, Vinny.
Your heart nearly breaks at the sorrow that weeps from his lips.
Hello, Vinny.
Two words that make you feel terrified and lost and utterly alone. The multiple forms of the man that surround you in a sea of darkness close in as their glinting eyes stay locked into you as his prey. You watch as all of their forms begin to twist into grotesque, haunting, horrific forms that swell your mind with nightmares. Their limbs elongated, their jaws unhinged, becoming riddled with spiraling rows of sharp, shark-like teeth. Spikes and hooks creep out of their skin as they move closer, still continuously echoing those same two words. You feel helpless and hopelessness as you have in despair. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
$11.
You are consumed by your anger at feeling helpless against him. The hunger you have to overcome him, the loneliness you feel in facing your past, how lost you feel swimming in a sea of anxiety over it, and lastly, the fear of everything and everyone you left behind. You wake up in a panic attack, unable to move, paralyzed in your bed, as you see the faint, ethereal shadows of the creatures surrounding you. You go to scream, but nothing comes out. A minute so long it feels like an hour. Like a weight being lifted off your chest, you breathe, gasping for air, covered in cold sweat. You're winded and so heavily exhausted from restlessness, is it as if you did not sleep that night. You do get your spell slots. You just will be exhausted for the day. And before we continue on,
Seisha.
Oh.
You drift off to sleep after a long day of infiltrating a black market and excitedly think about the fun you had, wearing a disguise and creating a persona every now and then. Although it was lying, you began to think of it as creating a story, building a character with a background, who he was, why he was in the black market, when you remembered to do that. But that takes some getting used to, as this is all new to you. Your mind gets lost in the story, and your mind begins to weave, even though you are terrible at the execution in practice.
what else are you dreaming about?
I'm sorry.
What else are you dreaming about?
I think she would also dream about when she went to bed, she was concerned for Voss, in light of what he must be experiencing after finding Alpha,
Lead.
what was her name? Alpha Lead. So she's probably dreaming about back when they were at the monastery and he was recovering, and she would sit and tell him stories to get him through the day. And this time in her dream, instead, he was telling her a story about a young woman trying to find her way through the world and meeting all these challenges at every step. But they were challenges that came from a life of being told that you're property and not a person. And the regret in his voice as he told the story.
As he begins to tell this story and goes further and further into detail, his words start sounding more echoed further down, like a long hallway, then slightly muffled, even though you can see him right before you. The infirmary that you were dreaming about then begins to fill with a black fog that rolls in. You look back and the bed is empty. And this black fog is more like a rolling tide of inky blackness. It pours in from every direction as it consumes everything in sight, slowly encroaching upon you. You spread your misty wings and go to fly up, only to be met with more black tar seeping in from above. You notice tendrils begin to stretch out similar to the black milk you saw in a beer that then slowly turn into writhing tentacles. It fills the space until a wing, one of your wings is caught, and then a leg, as you're then pinned to this sticky substance, this viscous mud similar to the way Biblio clings to you. Strings of black syrup cling to your form as it begins to consume more of your body. You lash out and pour your divine energy into your blade, trying to fight it off before it is too late. Like being swallowed in a tar pit, you cry out for help, but nothing comes except the darkness. That comes after taking your last breath before being devoured by the sludge. But you do not drown. You do not feel the continuous building pressure of the tar around you. Instead, you feel weightless, floating in a sea of darkness, an empty void. And from the darkness, a single word calls out from the guttural voice that terrorizes you all. Seisha.
What do you want?
From the darkness, you can make out the silhouette of a large form moving towards you. Its form is massive as it stretches out its multiple tar-covered wings. It is hard to tell, but it looks like its arms grotesquely split into massive hands made of a multitude of limbs, where each enlarged finger is in itself another arm. The hands writhe and reach out towards you like a horde of bodies. You can barely make out the form beyond, but you can see in the silhouette a waterfall of writhing tendrils spilling out from the lower half of its form, like eviscerated entrails spilling out and washing onto the floor below. Your mind is instantly filled with faint whispers, much like the ones you heard in a beer at the altar. And you know, if you wish, you could push against it to try and make some of the voices out.
I'm going to try to focus and hear what they're saying. Okay.
Oh my God. Nap time is rough in D4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. That's going to be a 25.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
You focus your mind through the thousands of whispers. The voice, the guttural one, speaking out in the same way that the chant is of all the cultists. All the things that you'll be shown truth to and all the things that will happen to the blessed. But you cut through that. Whispers in 100 different languages, and you start to notice a faint cry of someone pleading for help. It takes you a moment, but you know you recognize this voice. You think, and then you realize it is your Solar. Lost in a cacophonous sea of murmurs echoing through your mind as you focus on that one voice. You hear it say, a strained whisper. You have to help me, Seisha.
Find your mother.
And with that, you wake up in a cold, covered sweat. Your sight slowly comes to you as if a shadowy vignette fades away from the edges of your vision. And everybody can hit that long rest button.
Boy, I'm glad I didn't do anything that had long-lasting implications.
Wait for it.
Woo! That was heavy to start off with.
Yeah,
Harold
Okay.
There you go, guys. Set that tone.
Harold, both your legs are giant's arms now. And not baby ones either.
Eat your heart out, V.
Oh.
I'm tall.
Got them
I can
thick thighs.
fight.
You got them thick legs.
All right. So now that everyone is awake, what are you all doing? Vinley, you gasp for air. Same for you, Seisha. But it is not a scream. It is more like a quieted whimper.
Yeah, and Seisha, you are alone in Renair's mansion at Branderthalt Villa.
Seisha is going to lay there for a few minutes, just thinking and remembering, making sure she remembers every detail of it. She'll get up and write down in her journal everything that happened in her dream so that she doesn't forget it. And once she completes that, she's going to give Biblio his morning pets, and she'll feed him from whatever's in the kitchen. And then she'll head out and summon Bernie. Thank you so much, Ethan. And she will ride back to Trollskull.
Okay.
Vinley, on the other hand, she will lay there for about a minute after the visions dissipate, and then she'll look over slowly to Chuckles and say, "Lock the door if you would," and command him to go over and lock it. And then she'll hold out her hand and summon her 3 familiars and kind of shakily stand up with the assistance of Dumbo. And she will sit down in the mirror of her vanity, or what was the mirror of her vanity.
I was going to say it is broken.
And she'll just pick up a piece and hold it and look at herself, and blood pools in her hand as she starts to hold it tighter. And she just looks at herself and says, "You are not that scared little girl anymore," and just drops the mirror and begins getting very slowly and shakily getting the materials she needs for recasting Animate Dead, and does not come out of her room until she is finished with that.
Is anybody doing anything else?
Go ahead.
V gets up early with the intention to talk to Voss at his room.
Boss gets up early with the intention of preparing for the morning day. So he would be awake.
Okay.
About what time is it right now?
Let's say between 7 and 8.
Okay. We have some time then. All right. Okay. I would be up.
Okay.
Probably doing morning calisthenics.
Like in your room?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So V goes and knocks on your door.
Boss gets up, opens it.
Hello. Morning.
Morning.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Okay.
I step aside.
Comes in, closes the door and goes, okay. Talking to you one-on-one is really difficult for me. I don't really fully know why, but you just like super intimidate me. So just like hold on while I try to say all of this. Okay?
Okay. Boss takes there's one chair in this room. He offers you the bed to sit on and goes to the other side of the room, sits and waits.
Okay. So, I promise there's a point to all of this. I just need to get there because I'm really bad at organizing thoughts and expressing myself.
I will wait to speak until you tell me you are done.
Cool. Okay, so remember when we were on a beer and it was like super weird that I knew like all of that stuff about those like evil star guys? Okay, so weird upsetting thing happened to me recently. Turns out there were some memories of mine from childhood that ended up getting erased somehow, that I actually was able to unlock again through seeing Master Evalis Morale at the Black Staff thing with Bentley. Anyways, in this memory, there was this teacher I used to have when I was roughly probably like 12 or something, who I really liked and trusted. And she was actually my favorite teacher. So it's really strange that like I completely forgot she existed until now. You know, at some point during our lessons, things took like a weird, dark turn. And, you know, normally our classes would just be about like basic fauna of the world and whatnot. But, you know, sometimes she would teach me about star spawn. She always seemed to focus on this and tried really hard to drill it into my head because, you know, something scared her and worried her about something that they had found out. You see, I eventually learned that my teacher who's teaching me all this stuff about star spawn, who seemed like really weird about it, she found out that my father was investigating the Far Realm and had an interest in it. I don't know why he was doing that, but whatever it was, it has something to do with the mine in the mountain. And it really scared my teacher. Well, I started getting all these crazy, weird nightmares that, again, I don't remember literally any of this until I had them like weirdly unlocked through being traumatized through Far Realm crap. She just disappeared. I started having nightmares and complaining about them, and my dad found out they were all Far Realm related, and she just disappeared. And it doesn't make sense that she just disappeared. I was told that she just moved on to teach someone else privately, but I was close with her. She didn't say goodbye or anything. And I don't understand how I could forget. How I could forget them. Anyways, I guess you now know something about me that literally no one else knows, including Harold. So I guess if we're gonna have to work together into a group, regardless of whether or not we like each other is irrelevant, we have to trust each other with information about each other. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. First, thank you for telling me this. This is something worth investigating, first off, actually. You remember her face, features, any kind of information that we may be able to follow up on. As this Far Realm nonsense becomes more prominent, it might be useful to start looking into that.
I think so. Do I remember what she looks like?
It's like a faint memory trying to recall someone that you, like an old friend that you had in like elementary school. Your brain says, yes, I remember, but you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, it's like she was human. She was in her mid to late 30s, but that's about all you can. There, you can't, like, you can kind of see her silhouette in your mind's eye, but you can't put together specific details.
Your brain is telling you, yes, you remember, but if you were to like go to a sketch artist, your descriptors would be so vague. It'd be like trying to describe Boss.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, yes and no. She's human. Brown hair.
How old were you when she worked for your father?
Oh gosh, I had to have been like 12.
Okay, so this
13.
is 7,
before
6,
Harold ever got there, so he never met her.
6 or 7 years ago then. I have
like that, yeah.
contacts who may be able to figure something out on this. If it bears fruit, I will tell you as well as the rest of the group. If you wish me to, I will keep this information you've told me secret.
The rest of the group should know. I just didn't really have like an opportunity to just sort of tell everybody.
All right.
Kind of a situation. I do think it was completely unnecessary for you to feel like you couldn't tell me about the 12 children that you stole who you were looking for.
Vio Miliana, we're not exactly friends.
We don't need to be friends to work together.
I agree.
And if that's something that's important to you and that you're working on that may affect the rest of the group, I think it's important for everyone to know.
Do you understand what the punishment for slaving in this city is?
You think I would rat you out?
Yes.
Why?
That is why I didn't tell you.
Why would I do that?
I don't know, but I wouldn't want to take the chance on it. I didn't want to tell Seisha or Vinley or Harold, but I was confronted in situations where I did not have a choice. This is something I would have taken to my grave. I wasn't just keeping you.
Bullied you into getting the information.
No, the situations were complex, let's say. I won't go into detail. But in much the same way as that my slaving past had to be revealed in front of you and Petunia, so it was in front of them. This is not something anyone would want any to ever know. And having said that, I remove my left glove and show her the marking on my finger. The reforged ring does this to every initiate they bring in. Generally, slaves are brought in to serve. Anyone in the city recognizes what this is. Anyone in any kind of political field or anyone. The Gauntlet, the Harpers, who you're a part of, anyone. Bernaire would know what this means. And even though we are friends, he is also of a sort who would not tolerate this sort of thing.
How did you become a slaver?
I was sold into it.
So you were a slave?
Yes. I've been a slave most of my life.
I wish I had known that. That makes a lot more sense.
I will endeavor to trust you more in the future with sensitive information. But I hope you understand at least I didn't keep this information from you to annoy you. I did it because I didn't want to tell anyone. And the fewer people who know, the better. I don't know how Petunia will respond to this, but she knows now.
I don't think Petunia is anyone to worry about.
I'd be more worried about her hurting herself more than anything, I suppose. But still, the fewer who know about this detail of my past, the better. I hope you understand why. Thank you for telling me, an aspect of yours.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go now.
I extend my right hand out.
She shakes it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how else to interact with you. So I'm going to go eat food.
All right. Be prepped. We need to discuss what we're going to be doing this morning.
Okay. And she just leaves awkwardly.
Okay.
Harold, what are you doing?
I feed Earl. I set the toy back up.
The tweedling bird in the cage.
Yeah, I look over at the otter.
Get otter here.
God, and I'm gonna silently regret that I ordered that thing, and I'm gonna go downstairs, but not before donning my bucket.
Yeah, it's a acorn-looking hat that naturally fits to your head.
To know, because I know it has at least enough sentience to know that it likes to be in bed early. I don't like put it in a bag or anything like that. I put it on the highest of the posts on my bed in a position of respect.
I love it.
And it can take on any hat form you so wish.
Nope, that it wishes.
Oh, that it wishes.
But it will be the one that makes the most sense of the
Exactly. But we will leave it to your descriptors on what it looks like, unless we decide.
Okay, yeah.
For something more unique.
I will say that it always does have a slight acorny look to it, though.
Sure, I'm super okay with that.
The knobbiness at the top, or at least just the wood colored form, even if it's just the color, there's always a little hint of acorn to every hat.
I like that. I love it.
You traded your true name for a mercurial acorn hat. Just let that sink in for a second.
Yeah.
Ethan knows that's bad, but Harold's like, I'm not using that name anymore. That's as far as Harold thought that through. I'm not using that name anymore.
So what is the hat right now?
I would say the hat right now is just a dapper kind of adventuring fedora sort of thing. Not a fedora, but you get like more fanciful kind of fantasy hat that matches his ensemble. It's not too over the top fancy. It's kind of more muted like his current coat, but it matches the coat specifically.
Okay.
That's what it's got, and we'll say that it's got like a tie around it. In we'll say, looking at my thing, I have red accents, so we'll say it's like a red ribbon, and at the end there are 3 acorns hanging.
Okay,
cool. I like it.
Yeah, almost like almost like a smaller cavalier hat.
Yes, exactly.
So, as you all make your way downstairs, Seisha is riding up on her blue and celestial horse you've all dubbed Bernie.
This is payback for the BFG thing.
I told you which one would stick, and I was right.
Yeah. Damn it. She will dismount, pet her steed, and let him go away to wherever he goes, and head inside and see who's downstairs having breakfast.
As you make your way in for your morning ritual of having a quick breakfast prepared by the amazing chefs Javier and Aura, you're met by a few other faces. First, you see Flinrick, returned steadily, finding his place back into the fray as if he never left. The smiles of the regular patrons that were there that night light up in the dining room with joy and hope as they all look back at you entering. However, there is one smile that fills the room more than any other as she walks up to you with tears in her eyes and a few children in tow.
All right, where is he? Where's the man that brought my husband back? Where is Averin?
He's here.
Busy, but I 100% take notes, and I pull out a little pen pad.
He's not here at the moment. He kind of can pop in when he feels like it.
Well, when you see him, or you have any way of reaching him before then, you tell him he's a good man. It doesn't matter what he's done, what shadows he carries. He is a good man, and I could never repay him. But we will never forget him. Thank you as well for doing everything you can to protect everyone else. If possible, please make sure my jelly bean makes it home every night.
Even if I escort him myself, he'll get home. And I agree with you. Averin is a good man.
And you watch as she leaves with the 3 children she's carrying around, the newborn on her hip and the 2 toddlers following behind. Something, or more so a few someone's, catch your eye.
And as Gelda leaves, Vinley comes in. A little more solemn than she was the day before.
Finley, you okay? You look pale.
She looks back to normal.
I'm always pale.
Well, paler than usual.
Long morning rituals, I suppose. And she's like, she has her arms in her sleeves like she normally does, like when she's walking around town.
Mm-hmm.
Just a long morning.
Okay. I kind of need to talk to everybody when they get down here.
Everybody's here.
Yeah, it's
okay.
other than like
Everyone's here.
slowly everybody, like Harold wanders down and Bebop down there.
I need to find my mother. I had a dream last night, and that thing was there, and my solar was there, and it told me that to help it, I needed to find my mother.
Did name drop at all? Like a description, maybe?
No.
Hints? Riddles?
No. I mean...
Vague shape?
A
voice in the air? Anything?
No, but I mean, I know a little bit about her. At least what she told my father. Her name that she gave him was Demaria. Oh God, hang on. I hit a button and it jumped. Her Demaria Werstein. But that's all I know. I don't know what she looks like. I know she told him that she was a priestess of Lara.
How urgent do you need to find her?
I mean, you know, my solar is basically being consumed by a creature of darkness and shadow that is kind of coming after me too.
Yeah, who isn't these days?
Yeah. So
Did he say why you had to find her? How this would assist?
no, he didn't really have a chance to.
I've asked other priestesses here and there about Lara. Apparently, from what I understand, they're very seclusive. Hard to find.
They're very seclusive. They're masters of deceit and deception. They're not going to be found unless they want to be found. And even if you find someone who says they are one, they may not be one, because that's just kind of the nature of the beast. And
well, Seisha, if there's anyone who can find out the truth about where these people are, I don't think anyone else is more equipped than you.
Thank you, Benley.
It's something to think about. Obviously, it's hard for me to know exactly what's going on, if this is an extraplanar deity being consumed by something we're not even sure, but something to think about also. It may be as simple as just letting her know that you're looking for her. Maybe let her come to you instead.
Take out an ad in the paper?
Well, say
Actually,
you
not a
did.
bad idea.
Say you did. Say that you specifically, Seisha Valispart, were looking for her. She may not even know you exist.
Oh no, she's my mother. She knows.
But I mean, she may not know you're here.
Oh, that's fair.
It may be wise to just let yourself be known. You're not hiding from her. You want to find her.
I do. I really do.
I could have people in the Harpers take a look around.
That's next.
Me and V will have a network go out there and just kind of look around and see if they've heard anything about the name.
That's not a bad idea.
V, could you maybe, I'm sorry, Venley, could you maybe put the word out with the Blackstaff?
Of course, but without knowing anything about her, there's not really much magic can do.
I can give you the description my father gave me, and the name, and a location where she was 21 years ago.
Do you think your father would have a gift left over from her?
I'm sure he does.
Something that belonged to her?
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, if we get that item, we could definitely find her.
He had a little chest of things that he had gifted to her that she left behind. I'm sure he still has them. I'll write a letter to him and ask him if there's anything else he can tell me as well. And V, you still have noble contacts, right?
I mean, those who will still talk to me.
Could you
always have the Castellaners, at least?
Could you maybe ask them to help?
Yeah.
I mean, they must have extensive contacts in other areas, not just the city.
Right. Just give me whatever information that they might help them.
Thank you, guys. You guys are the best.
No, you. Okay, so now we got that on the docket. What else do we have? What are our current issues? We know we all have something we got to do today.
What's our itinerary?
Something we need to do in a few hours.
Let's finish our breakfast and go upstairs and discuss that.
Sure.
And as you all are getting up to leave, something catches your eye. Or maybe someone.
Sitting around the corner, trying not to draw too much attention to themselves, is a large, gruff-looking half-orc with a massive longbow strewn across his back, next to a kukri glaive. To his left is a voluptuous vixen with a waterfall of vibrant red hair, matching lips of her coy smile, as she is staring at Seisha, waiting on her to notice her. To his right... To her right is the short, dark-skinned, tough-as-nails dwarven woman with a penchant for coin. And tucked away furthest in the back is the handsome blonde elven bard sipping on a sharp and sweet bubbling mimosa.
Oh joy, all my friends are here. I'm so excited.
Seisha will go bounding over. Hello, Radiance.
And she smiles and...
Good morning.
I would assume we all walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seisha's first, obviously.
Sure.
So, lovely establishment you have here. Very quaint and family friendly.
Thank you.
Not what I expected, as he stares at you, Voss. So, what is this mission against the Zentarum Istrid has whispered in my ear about? What is everything we know?
Do I get the feeling like, do we need to take this conversation upstairs or will be undisturbed here?
It's your choice. Dabble doesn't seem to care. It's not his place.
Are they sitting in the corner booth?
They are.
Booth? Okay.
Yeah.
What I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like the hearth divides, and you were on one side and they were on the other. That's why you didn't see them before.
Okay. We'll go ahead and take this upstairs. Just quick transition. But once we're alone, everybody's sat down.
I will say Chuckles and Dumbo are manning the door.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on something. And Seisha's gonna go up to her room.
Uh-huh.
And knock on the door.
You hear a feet. and then pure quiet.
Alpha Lead, it's Seisha. May I come in?
There's a moment that passes, and finally the door opens just a crack as the young silver-haired girl with the bright gray eyes is wearing the garment you lay out for her. And you can see in her face that she kind of woke up and then once again realized where she was and everything that happened.
Good morning. I wanted to see if you wanted to come downstairs and get some breakfast.
Hey, ask her if she wants some breakfast.
That's Harold. I'm sure you remember him.
Like you saw her kind of recoil around the door and then like peers out again, nods her head knowingly. Like, yeah, just seems real timid, still unsure.
Yeah.
In this new setting that she's been literally thrown into.
If you'd prefer, you can go back to sleep. But I wanted to let you know, when you're hungry, the kitchen, the cooks in the kitchen will get you anything you need.
And
it's on the house.
You get the sense that she is afraid to leave the room.
Okay. Right outside the door here is a little library. If you want to read, feel free to grab any of the books. And there's a nook up through that trap door. It's just a little small room with some windows that overlook the city. And that's my favorite reading spot. There's some pillows up there to make it a little cozier. That's probably the best spot you'll find in this building.
she nods with a small smile, feeling slightly comforted and a little bit more open to you and maybe some other people, but outside is also where he is.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we'll be downstairs. The whole gang is down there. So if you need anything, just knock on the floor 3 times and I'll come up, okay?
She nods.
All right. Take care, sweetie.
And she'll turn around and go back downstairs. And go sit next to Gariel.
Vinley is standing as far away from these people as possible.
And as you sit down, Gariel leans back, kind of puts her head on your shoulder and intertwines her fingers in yours. Davil takes the comfiest seat in the room, kicks his feet up on the table.
Harold stops walking to the comfiest seat in the room and kind of goes and stands in a corner.
Istrid kind of leans against one of the back walls. You watch as she's kind of flickering a coin between her fingers. Just kind of rolls over.
And you see Zaraj check every window and every doorway. Real quick, real quietly, just getting a new perspective of
I give a nod to Zaraj to kind of check with him if it's okay, being watched, nothing seems amiss.
He looks at you, kind of gives you a shrug that he doesn't know.
Okay. I'll take a quick look outside to see if I see anything amiss, just real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
14.
I was gonna say I'll inspire him because I want to know too, but I don't think I'm as good at knowing as he would be. But up to you guys if it's too late.
You can make your own perception roll if you so will.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that. 15.
Hey.
As you look outside, the only thing that you notice is that the skies are growing dark. Nothing like overly ominous. There's no red skies, there's no crazy lightning, there's no, black void. It's just there's clouds overtaking the sky. Looks like a storm might be rolling in soon.
Okay.
I move to the center of the room and I say, "Thank you. Time is pertinent, so I'll be quick. We learned recently in the black market that there is going to be a Zentarum item drop, something of at least important enough to get the Winter's Wind's attention. It's going to be happening at 11 in the field ward, and it has to be dropped by a butcher named Thrakus. That is unfortunately all we know." I saw this, and as well as others in my group, saw this as a potential opportunity to frame the Xanathar and to potentially get them back at each other's throats.
What are the chances that this is a trap and setup?
That's the only thing that we're all worried about. Because we have made an agreement with certain parties that we wouldn't interfere with Manshoon, we're currently in the predicament where if we were to interfere, we would be basically drawing him directly to us, which would turn out about as well as you'd imagine. So with that in mind, we need to do everything we can to distance ourselves from what's happening and make sure nobody ever knows that we were a part of it, which also makes it seem likely that it's a trap that they've set up specifically to let us know that it's happening.
Okay, so we have a location. Well, ish. We know who's doing the pickup, correct?
Yes.
All right. And we know the time.
Yes.
Okay. Do we know what it is we're looking for? What this item actually is?
No, unfortunately.
What are the chances it's Harrow dust?
Possible. But
It could be nothing at all.
if it's Harrow dust, then it's of utmost importance that it not make its way to the field ward, I would say. If it's not, and it's something valuable, it could easily be fenced for some extra gold. Whatever it is, we, and I point to the group, can't keep it for obvious reasons.
You mentioned that frigid bastard. So, if he's involved, granted, I'm pretty sure he runs their drug trade, but he's basically Manshoon's right-hand man within the city walls. So, I don't think it's Harrow dust, otherwise it wouldn't be as important. You just get anyone else to run it. I mean,
And whatever
Harrow
this
dust is
is
running rampant through the entire city. What makes this shipment even any more special?
Then
From
if
what,
that's-
from what I understand, if it's anything involving the dust, he opens a gate and just loads it right in wherever it needs to be. I feel like this, if it is something, is going to be a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
Or, like you said, could be a trap.
Can I roll an Arcana check on the phrasing she just used of opening a gate and putting it somewhere?
Go ahead.
Come on. Oh, no, it's a 16.
16.
There's a lot of magical transportation elements that
Yeah, you saw the last remnants because you sent Savard in to see. You saw an arcane portal.
That's
of
probably
some
what she was
sort
referring to.
to specifically say what type of magic was used. You can't tell.
not your forte.
Definitely not.
Yeah, this Eladrin, he's Manshoon's biggest fence. He can get anything, anywhere. Anyone, anywhere.
Oh, that raises an interesting point. What if it's a person?
Wade, the first thing we're going to have to do is find Thrakis before the meet. I know some people in contacts within the field wards who might know who he is, but the more eyes and ears we have there, the closer we have to find him. We're only going to have a few hours to do so, so we need to be quick.
What's your plan? Take out Thrakis and then replace him and take the shipment for ourselves?
Potentially, if it comes to that, we may be able to persuade Thrakis to do otherwise if we are actually the Xanathar, which, and I kind of side-eye Seisha and V on this. If we're to go through with this, we need to be Xanathar. Ruthless, no mercy, nothing that would give us away. Which also means no distinct things. Obviously, magic would be useful in the situation, but I look at Harold. You generally have a flair to things you do that gives you away.
No. Me?
Yeah.
No specialty weapons either, and I look at the blade on Viomiliana's back.
I
Nothing.
mean, okay. I got my pocket sand.
Nothing that would give us away, nothing that would look abnormal, nothing associated with us. We've encountered this man twice. You would recognize us by second hand.
He's never met me.
So like a spell or something that can make like my weapons invisible? That would be really cool.
Seisha was there when we encountered the first time we broke up the Harrow Dust racket, right? When he teleported away?
I wasn't there. I was in Costa Rica.
Was that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Seisha was.
I've never met the guy.
Right. Seisha was researching.
Oh.
That entire time in the Blue Alley?
Seisha never went to the Blue Alley.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah. Kaiser Vex. Remember?
Yeah.
It was Kaiser Vex, and then Kaiser Vex, only made it halfway through that.
That's awesome. That gives you a little bit more leeway, though I'd say no wings.
Okay. No, that's true. You were there because Voss's fireball nearly killed you. That's when Voss exploded.
I don't know. I wasn't here for that session.
Wait,
you were
there for the second.
No, I was not. I was not here. I was in Costa Rica.
No. It was 2 different sessions when we were in the.
Yeah, I was there at the start, and then we had the end of that session, and the next session was where they actually went in.
Okay, well, you may not have been.
Damn.
Yeah.
However, Schrodinger's Seisha panned out in this. I would just say don't do anything that would give you away. And at that, I would put both of my rapiers on the table.
There is one more thing I thought about that is risky, but would guarantee that there would be confusion.
What's that?
I have already once gone by a place and left a note for the Xanathar, and they showed up at a meet. If I left a note in the same vein, I guarantee you they'd show up again because the first one worked. They would trust it. But that would make it dangerous because it might fall into their hands. Whatever.
The actual Xanathar come there.
Yeah. Like that's they if they actually show up, it's going to be a bloodbath, and there's a chance they might make off with whatever's in the box, and that puts a bunch of people in the ward in danger.
And we want to avoid that.
Or, idea, we happen to let slip to the actual Xanathar guild that this drop-off is happening. A fight breaks out and a member of the Force Grey helps stops it. We didn't do anything wrong. We just stopped a gang fight.
That was, you heard the Eladrin. That was enough. When we got almost mugged and stopped that, that's enough. They're gonna try to grill us on any decision we make. So we have to make 100% certain that whatever it is we do, we don't fall into a trap, and above all, we never give away that it's us.
Normally, I would be in favor of allowing someone else to do this. However, if we're to do this with precision, and to do this without casualties in the field ward, civilian casualties, we can't leave anything to chance. Otherwise, I'd say that's a good idea. It has to be us.
It has to be us.
Well, we're an invisibility spell today.
Here's the other thing I want to address about getting Thrakus early. I don't think it's a good idea in case this is some sort of trap. I mean, getting an eye on him, yes. Doing something to him prior, no. We need to actually see this go down so that we're aware we're not walking into something. If we can stall long enough to make sure that we're in a position where we can do something and we've seen it happen and we know for a fact it isn't a trap, then we can do something. Otherwise, we might just be walking into exactly what they expect. Oh, Seisha looks excited and has her hand raised.
I have an idea. Okay, so we've got the militia out there, right? What if we set it up so it looks like we're doing a class nearby, and have the militia there, but have them instructed to scatter at a certain, like when we jump, so that we're set up to actually.
I don't trust the militia's trained well enough to do these kinds of things.
You see Davil start shaking his hand. Now, you've all gathered us here thanks to Voss telling Istrid. We'll assist.
We need to.
Harold's head kind of cocks. He looks at Davil. He's like, "You're gonna go in the field
and ruin this pretty face, these clothes, sir? you're like a all you're what is that market that's out there that they're everywhere? You're like one of their knockoff brand versions of me.
What?
So
All due respect, Devil, you're not the prettiest face in the Doom Raiders.
And she looks at Gariel.
And
you see Davil's ego get hit a little bit as he's like he doesn't want to admit you're right.
yeah. That's right. As Istrid speaks up, we're gonna help, but what the fuck are we getting paid for helping the Ronto experience here?
Harold turns and goes, "Yes, Ronto Experience. What are they getting paid?"
Wait, is that the new team name?
No, that's not the new.
No, it's
Oh
not.
my God.
No,
Oh, it is
But-
now for me.
I will say,
Yeah.
we are not allowed to keep whatever delivery is being dropped off. If it were
yes.
to happen to go missing, we wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Agreed. Whatever
See-
this is would be yours.
Harold does not. I mean, like, no insight check necessary. He does not look super thrilled with that idea. He just is like,
Depending upon what this is, we can discuss what the actual payment is. But whatever it is, you get a piece of it.
That is fair. Everyone here gets a cut. He gets a payout for helping us. We just expect the same. That's all. As she kind of leans back and continues moving that coin.
Yeah, fair is fair. Look, we're all teammates here, right? You scratch our back, we scratch yours. We're all working for the betterment of Waterdeep, so why not also not screw each other over? Let's add more to your plan. So if you want to gather your miscreants that you're training, fine, but they shouldn't be in battle because I agree with Voss.
No, I don't want them in the fight. It just gives us a reason to be there.
I think there'll be a distraction. Look, he's a butcher. You're talking about going in, looking like someone else. Disguise yourself as field wards or wardians. That's probably what we're going to do. Well, they are going to do as he looks towards the three others. And just go buy some meat. You get a layout of his shop. You get in, you get out. Then you know the location.
I would like to repeat, I can be invisible.
Or that.
I'm really not good at maintaining covert operations.
that is true. That is painfully true.
Maybe you wait outside.
That's probably a good idea.
Can you wait and lean? If you can wait and lean, you can maintain that.
Wait
Wait
and
a-
lean?
Lean
Like,
against a wall and just, yes,
yeah,
lean.
I could probably
And-
do that.
Look,
There
just
you go.
just look at Astrid. She's doing it wonderfully right now.
Can we just do a
It's
quick test for Insatia? Just something real quick for me.
Oh.
Can we do that?
My bad.
All right, just lean real quick. All right, you're leaning. Oh, all right. What are you doing out here? Okay, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Okay.
Oh,
And Ariel holds her hand up. I can be a distraction if anything capsizes. Don't you worry about that. I assure you that I can even keep little Miss Angel here distracted long enough not to mess anything up. I say that with all due respect, my love.
Thanks.
As distracting as you can be as you watch his eyes cut back up, I think it's smarter if we go with the same plan. Siraj, you take to the skies. Istrid, what is that group that's up there? The healers. Disguise yourself as one of them. And Gariel,
No,
just
Matar.
blend into the crowd.
What I do best. And Esther just kind of nods. And I guess I can brush up on my Ilmater lore. It's been a while since I needed to be a pacifist.
I'm so excited to get to see all of you in action.
They'll be back up.
Well, yeah, I know, but even that.
That's right. This is your plan. We just there to make sure it goes off.
Mhm.
We'll follow your leads.
Understood. Well
Especially
then,
if you're going after Manshoon. Like I said, if you could take out Manshoon, what would you need our help for? But since you're so gung ho on doing it, I don't want to lose my best man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I say nothing. I let Harold have this.
You see Davil just grin
Yeah.
and like you're like, oh, like you see that like respect.
Yeah. Like grins toward Harold, like coyly looks over to you, boss. Slightly disappointed you're not unnerved by it.
Hey, at least Harold is finally on the top of someone's list.
Yeah.
Boom, put me up there.
All right.
Bet Davil will build Harold a statue.
If anybody wants to stay behind with me, this house looks like it needs some looking after as his eyes fall upon you, Vinley.
Oh, don't worry. You won't be alone. And Chuckles and Dumbo join him sitting down. I can't bring them with me. They're dead weight.
Boss, can I talk to you for a second in private?
Did you say me?
Yes.
No. Sure. I give one last thing to everyone participating. Remember, nothing distinct that characterizes you as you.
I'm gotta go look at my equipment. Everything I have is.
Wait, so I can't wear my
God,
armor?
this is gonna be very difficult.
Your armor's not really that distinct. You
It's
can't
got
take.
filigree on it now. It is kind of distinct.
I feel like me,
Feel it is.
I'm just distinct.
We'll do disguises like we did for the black market.
Something like that.
Well, I guess I mean,
Look at it this way. You get to use your old battle axe again.
oh, I can read my battle axe?
Yeah.
Harold thinks back. Did she have the battle axe when we went, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Look at her
did.
character art.
no? I mean, did she
Um,
have the battle axe when we went to the Blue Alley? Oh my
Did I have
God!
the sword?
We didn't take any weapons, I don't think, did we?
Mm-mm. She had the great sword because it was a gift from Maloon before we went to the.
I had the talking sword
Yeah,
at that point.
okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so
the
you had
axe
the,
would be-
the blue, very
Yeah.
obvious
Yes.
and
Azure
distinct
edge.
azure edge.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So normal
you're-
axe would be fine.
Your great axe is fine. You can
Oh, I
totally-
see what you were saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll bring my great axe then. Okay.
Harold is like, I can throw a disguise together for you real quick.
Okay.
Seisha will head to Voss's room.
Yeah, we'll talk for a second. I close the door behind me and say, yeah.
What about Alpha Lead? If Davil's staying here, what about her?
I don't know.
Do you want me to go ask her to stay upstairs?
If it seems like she'll stay here, fine.
Did you go away?
Yes, yeah, we're in Voss's room.
In all honesty, I can't really think about that right now. It's a situation I'll deal with whenever we get back.
Okay. I'll catch up to you guys and I'll take some breakfast up to her.
Okay.
And just ask her to stay put.
Give her some space, too.
Yeah,
It's a lot for her to take in at
I know.
once.
I told her where she can find books and about my favorite nook.
And do not talk about me.
I understand.
Thank you. And I'll
We'll head back out.
down. Yep. But
I was gonna say, since it sounded like this conversation was wrapping up, Vinley was about to make a visit to Alpha Lead.
Okay.
So when she saw Voss and Seisha leave the room, she would have been like, well, looks like we're going to change. And she's going to go up to Seisha's room to talk to Alpha Lead briefly. And she will just knock on the door. she won't open it.
And just like Seisha, there's a minute that passes, and then it cracks open, and you see her dressed in the same clothes she was wearing the day before. But they look clean, unsoiled.
Good for you. Hi there.
And you actually see, like, as she sees you, her eyes kind of get a little wider, as she kind of looks at you. Oh,
How are you doing?
I'm hungry.
Oh. Why haven't you gone downstairs for breakfast?
I don't want to go downstairs right now.
Well, I'll arrange for something to be brought to you. Or I'm sure someone else has. Other people of this group are a lot nicer than me, you'll come to find. But I wanted to come up and let you know before we headed out for a little bit that I plan on taking you around to see some of my favorite sites later today. So I guess just be ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, I hope.
Can we go now? I don't really want to be here any longer.
Her eyes start to like flick around briefly. I should only be gone for a couple hours. Unfortunately, there's something we all have to do that is apparently very, very important. So I will come collect you as soon as we are done. I just don't believe you're at a point in your power in which you would be able to survive what we're about to do.
And see her shoulders kind of slump a bit, and her head kind of doesn't kind of go down.
Just kind of gets like down.
Shrinks.
Yeah.
You promise?
Oh, I swear on my magic, Alpha Lead, I will come back for you. Oh, and I did bring you one thing. But you have to promise me that you won't point any of these spells towards the man, and you won't practice it inside the house, okay? And she will reach into her bag and pull out the Evocationist spellbook and hand it to her and say, these are some very powerful spells. If you have any questions when I return, I will explain all of them to you in detail.
Her eyes go wide.
Oh.
As she looks at the book. She hasn't taken it from you yet, but she's just like,
oh, go ahead. It's yours for right now, until you've mastered all the spells on it. I've already done it, so I have no use for it.
And she kind of hesitantly puts her hands on the book and then re-looks at you for affirmation. And then...
What are you checking on, Alpha Lead? If you want it, take it.
And she kind of just pulls it from your hand. And then instantly just starts flipping through it. And you see excitement and just almost a weird sense of wonderment and possibly even freedom light up in her eyes.
Vinley will reach out and touch her face with her bare hand and say, I'll be back, okay? Don't overwhelm yourself. They can get out of hand pretty fast if you don't know what you're doing.
there's a little bit of recoil when you touch her face.
There's a bit of a hesitation in Vinley's hand as well. When she makes contact, she almost like jumps back for a second.
And you pick up, it's not from her, it's not from someone that was abused. It's from you still being a stranger. Yeah.
But you watch as her eyes, again, one final look towards you just to
reassure herself that you're not about to take this away. And as you close the door, you can see her turning and heading towards the book nook.
Yay. And then Vinley starts walking down the stairs, and I assume Seisha passes.
Yeah, Seisha's going up as Vinley's going down. Seisha has breakfast in her hands.
It's like a massively loaded tray. There's like one of everything on it.
Vinley will, as she's walking down and she sees Seisha, and goes, I was correct. Breakfast is on the way. I didn't know what she wants,
so I got everything.
Oh. Vinley takes an apple.
She'll pass her and head up with it.
Okay. And, yeah.
And she sets it down and pleasantries and then heads back downstairs.
You don't see her when you
okay.
walk in, but you can see the light on in the little oil lantern that is in there.
Oh, okay. She'll set it on a table.
No, it's not an oil lantern. It is an actual magical light. You see a light coming from the nook.
Awesome. And she sets it on the table in the room and heads downstairs.
All right.
Make her way downstairs. Yep.
Okay. As soon as Harold is done, I'll wait until he's done helping everybody disguise themselves. However long that takes.
I guess it's gonna take some time.
How much time do we have?
So, like I said, let's say it's like 8 now. You know that the pickup is at 11. So,
yeah,
like 3 hours.
It took about 2 hours to get everyone disguised for the market.
But that was also a lot more involved than this disguise, which
yes.
will mostly just be ragging up and like
and
messing up. Yeah.
Vinley will let you know that she does not need a disguise this time.
Okay.
So that should cut down the time.
The biggest one is that I need to do V in such a way that V is also appears as another race because badass Goliaths are very, very noticeable.
Well, perhaps you could turn her into a more typical Goliath.
Sure.
The gray skin and whatnot.
Okay. Okay, so what do I need to roll?
You're going to roll disguise kit, and you're going to roll dexterity because you're trying to be quick.
Right, that's fair.
So proficiency bonus plus dexterity modifier.
Could I perhaps assist him with like accuracy using my intelligence?
No, because you're not proficient in disguise kits.
Gotcha.
Can I assist him using knowledge of the ages to be proficient in disguises?
Absolutely. You can do that. 100%. So you can roll with advantage, Harold, as Seisha has acute understanding of disguise kits. It's really strange.
Oh, that's amazing. You knew that. Wow.
Agma has blessed her in this moment.
I pick things up here and there.
I'll do V first.
Read in the book once.
Agma be praised.
For V's disguise, it is 24.
Nice.
What are you doing?
Are you
I'm gonna take Vinley's advice and just make her look more average all around. Just like take away a lot of like her distinct features and
maybe make her look male.
You know for a fact that you've never seen a male Goliath with hair.
That's fair. All right.
And
so
has a lot of hair.
So I'll just make her look basically like another Goliath. Harold just looks and like, I'm within arm's length. Why would you ask that? Don't ask questions that'll get me hurt. Anyway, Davil, like I was saying, it's on North Street. They cinched them up too tight, but they look real nice. You'd look great in a pair. And I continue working.
And he's yeah.
Yeah, they're real tight though. I'm warning you, they're tight. But I'm not going to tell him about any rations.
Pants?
No, this is a different color. Continue working.
And you actually, as you're doing this, you actually watch as Gariel comes over to you, Seisha, and begins to disguise you.
Oh.
Nice.
And Davil walks over towards Vinley.
Don't touch me.
Harold scoots himself and V further away. Oh, wait, a little further. A little more around the...
Move out of the blast radius.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a little bit of finger painting? Some body painting? Come on.
Oh no, I have magic that eliminates the need for such tomfoolery. Thank you, though.
You know people can see through magic. And if they see through that, they're still going to see you.
Devil, come help me.
Well, I don't plan on being disguised for too long before I go invisible. And then they won't be able to see me at all.
Hopefully this doesn't take long. Maybe next time. And he gives you a wink. Works his way over. So what shade of lipstick is good for you, Voss?
None, but I do need you to draw this on my forehead. And I pull out the mark of Xanathar.
Ah. Okay. You want the 10 spokes? No problem.
I do. And I use the comb to... I use the comb to turn my hair red.
Okay, you brush through it a couple of times, and then eventually you get to an auburn color.
Voss.
And I'm going to roll to disguise myself as well.
Okay.
Could I perhaps have my comb back now? Are you done with it?
I hand it back to you. I say, you'll help me change this back when we're done.
I don't know. I think the red looks pretty good on you.
Right when we're done, please.
Of course I will.
I hand it to her.
I got a dirty 20 on my disguise.
Okay. And then Voss, he's joking about the lipstick, but does take the glass, finishes off his mimosa, puts it up against your forehead, draws a perfect circle, and then creates the 10 spokes from that. As he has it kind of off, more so like covering your eye like this, because if you're going to wear like a hood or something, doesn't want to. He wants it very prominent as it circles your eye, and then the 10 spokes radiate out from that. He then takes a couple of the darker colors and muddies up your face.
Make it look as much like a tattoo as is humanly possible.
Oh yeah, he definitely does that.
Yeah.
It's like the shop boy now.
And he gives you a busted lip. And that looks real.
Your hands are so soft.
I keep them lotion and gloves all day.
Boss makes no comment on that.
And he goes, you were always basically run of the mill. You look like run of the mill. As Voss you got a 17 from Davil.
Sweet, got it. I look about at the group. Is there anything, knowing them, anything I notice on them that would give them away from the 2 times that the Winter's Wind has seen us? Not that he's going to be there, but anything that could be reported back to him as being distinct.
Seisha's armor, now that it has been modified by Embrick and Avi, is a little bit more distinct than the...
And you haven't seen anybody in the field ward wear plate?
Yep.
But she can carry the shield.
Okay.
You had the shield in the market.
But Seisha wasn't there.
And the tent.
Yeah, Seisha was not there. Seisha
Correct.
I didn't go in.
Yeah, so you never met the Winter's Wind. So yeah, you can totally carry the shield.
So I will ask this as Negame. Are you proficient in leather armor?
I mean, you should be.
You're proficient in all armors.
Yeah,
as a paladin.
I am.
Okay. I have 2 sets of armor. The one I'm wearing right now. Is the one I'm wearing right now distinct enough because it was in Aubric and Embry studded?
You got one of their basic lines. You didn't get
Pretty
anything custom.
Yep.
Is Seisha bigger than he is? Like
It's
in
leather
terms,
armor. I mean,
It can be, the straps can be loosened.
yeah.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
there's no sizing.
I will say that
okay.
Are you giving
Unless
me studded
covered.
leather?
he's giving you regular leathers. He upgraded
Regular?
the studded leather, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Harold, your purple chainmail, unless hidden, is identifiable.
I will cover.
But I
it
mean,
up.
it was made to go under.
Yeah,
the
I'll
chain
cover it
skirt,
up.
so that can easily just put rags on top.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm not taking that stuff off. But I will. I have to hide the mask on me somewhere, because it's my spell focus. So I will hide the mask somewhere on me, and I don't need the accordion. Yeah, Das accordion is way too obvious. We're just gonna leave. Yeah, we're gonna leave that.
Yeah, that is blatantly unique.
The knife, I can change it once per day, right?
So you can change it. Yeah, you can change it when you wake up or when you
Right.
finish short rest and long rest is when you can change it.
Okay,
Anytime you take-
I need to bring something up here because I'm looking at this and I can't use the powers that I have through Ogma because that's really distinct,
Hmm.
and I can't wear my normal armor, and I feel like I could beat the crap out of me in this stuff.
Fair. Look,
I feel like I might be more of a hindrance.
Like, luckily, you're not going to be fighting you, so that's going to matter.
Harry, I'll squeeze your hand, darling. You have hands that can bring back the dead. If it gets hairy,
That's true.
if I go
Okay,
down,
I'll just
make
stay
sure
in the
you-
back then.
She's like, and if I go down, make sure you use your lips, not your hands, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Oh, God.
you see Voss looking over at you as he points to his eyes, and then he points towards you, basically saying, "I'll be watching you."
Who? Who's that?
Zaraj.
Zaraj, not boss.
Yeah, and not in a like threatening way, in
Yeah.
a protective way. That's what we're here for.
okay.
I was thinking flirty.
But
Wait, what was I so specifically going to ask about something? My knife and changing it.
Mhm.
Can I change that to something that I wouldn't normally carry?
Absolutely, you can change it to any martial weapon, any weapon, any melee weapon.
I look over at V, and I look back at it, and I look over at V, and I look back at it, and I make it a great axe.
Nice.
I'm just, is that a possibility, or is that too big? Is it only swords or smaller? We can limit this as much as you want.
I think they're thinking about it.
You have to be proficient in the weapon. Like you
Ah.
can make it a great axe, it just won't be beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
It'll
yeah, I am
actually be a great
only
axe.
good with simple and martial weapons. So
No, it is a
Yeah.
martial weapon.
Is a martial okay?
I've
No,
seen
yeah.
her
Then
do it
you're
enough.
You are
in that.
proficient. Yeah,
And Harold
100%
has
you can totally make it
a great axe that looks like the mini-me version of her axe.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
smaller. I mean, like it's not like it's built for Harold, but it's still like, you know what? Fuck it, whatever.
I will reiterate though that it will
Yeah.
have a silver handle, and the axe will be made of purple gem. However,
that is
that's unique.
and you've never carried anything like that, so that's
Sorry, why
I mean,
is that peasant?
you're gonna stand out at you're not gonna be a field
Right,
lord
I will
person,
look like
because
a
that is
Xanathar.
very-
That's what. Yeah, this could look like a
Yeah.
Xanathar weapon. Okay.
Question:
Oh,
what do
yeah.
I look like? Do I look like a dude or a chick?
you just look like non.
Okay, I'm just wondering if I need to be or
No. Oh no.
Oh no.
You're a girl.
Oh no.
and it is the most
Okay.
nondescript you. Like if you saw you in a crowd, your
Got it.
eyes would just glaze right over.
Everybody got basically turned into boss.
wait, let me.
Yeah. Like Gary just goes, no, hun, no, darling, you just be you. Don't even, please.
I actually think that is her.
I should say that the Wand of Magic Missiles is staying within the bag of holding, and Vinley, as of right now, is wearing common clothing. She went and changed into her common travel set of clothing,
Okay.
and she is using one of the wands she stole off of a dead body. Not her wands.
Right. Just for shits and giggles, give us a disguise. It will be, it'll be intelligence based because you're not actually putting on makeup or anything. You're basically just changing clothes. It's just a standard base for what your disguise will be. You do not have proficiency. So it'll be D20 plus your intelligence.
That's a 19 plus 3. So what is that? I can't math right now.
22.
21.
22. 22.
And she does plan on casting
just-
Disguise Self.
Okay.
And you
Got
have
it.
disguise self up at the same
And
time
that
as
can be
invisibility?
described as
No, but I won't need it.
Okay.
She also casts Mage Armor for leading up to this.
Good call.
Or when this inevitably goes tits up.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so I saw a massive plate of food go upstairs and not come down.
It was for Biblio.
Harold is going. Wait, you can't.
And Dabble looks at Gariel. Who?
You actually you see Gariel look at you, doesn't say anything, and like without missing, but like
yeah.
instantly catches that, and just goes, "Oh, that's her pet mimic. We should go."
You see him like eyeing both of you. I don't feel like that's right. But
Oh no, Biblio is her pet mimic.
I mean,
all right.
he's the size of a table,
Bigger,
He used
really.
to be a book, but now he likes to sit as a table.
Are we all ready to go?
Let's
Istrid. Pet mimic on the book.
Wait, what?
Let's do it. All right. You guys have fun. I'm going to chill out with
Their
Twiddle
names
Dee
are
and Twiddle
actually
down here.
Chuckles and Dumbo.
Oh, is that right?
You two, make sure he doesn't get into any place he shouldn't be in.
Harold looks between and goes, "Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna do a really great job of stopping him if they have to."
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have to say it. Thanks.
We're all thinking of Vinley as I'm walking towards the door.
All right.
Well, just know if anything happens to Chuckles or Dumbo, you'll be my next one. Goodbye, Devil.
That is also
That's
legit.
legit.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
You mean you want to keep me around forever and all eternity? You're making this a hard choice.
North Street. Remember,
Okay,
they
that
cinch
was
them up
good.
real tight.
That was
You
really
should
good.
Get yourself a pair.
I
Let
I
me
do-
know how it turns out as Harold's walking out the door.
I do walk up to Dabble and extend my hand and say, "Thank you."
And he'll actually stand up, shake your hand, be like, "It's what family's for."
I am slowly beginning to learn that. We should be back within a few hours with any luck. Hopefully, you won't hear any word of it until it's done.
And he brings you in closer and goes, "I think she's warming up to me."
Yeah.
He's out of play, but as warm as a fireball.
And
And
I
never
will draw.
further away than that.
And
We've gone the
Voss,
rest of
with
the
your
book.
passive insight, you can tell that he knows that she's not. But yeah,
that's a feeling. But I head out.
all right. Where are you all headed?
Field ward, I guess.
Okay.
I would say, carriages don't go directly into the field ward anyway.
We're
so,
close enough
yeah,
to walk in,
fine.
aren't we?
Yeah, you're totally close enough to walk it.
Yep.
It's like 15, maybe 20 minutes walking. If you're
Should we split up so that we're not one big group gaining attention?
I agree with that.
All right. Do we have
Fair
any
enough.
means to communicate with each other at distance?
No, but trust that
I'll know where we're going.
all of us at some point in time.
Oh.
We're looking for Thrakus. We're looking for there's like a district with like there's butcher
it's called
shops
Chop
in the
Street
area,
is
right?
where you're going. It is literally a street of butchers.
Okay. I say all of us head to Chop Street, and it's like pairs of two. Go ahead and decide that right
Harold
now.
immediately puts his arm on V's arm.
Yeah, I'm sticking with.
Just like,
Facial looks at Gariel.
Dear Bill, I believe we're together.
Jerry is like, should be a fun date.
This is a new one. Hey, you want to go out to dinner tonight?
I think I can.
I point to Harold and V, say, take the closest. I point to Seisha and Gariel, take the next closest. And then I point to Vinley and myself, we'll take the third closest. And we'll just move down the line until we find Thrakus.
Got it. And
Sounds good.
I pull up the hood to cover the mark on my face as best I can, not wanting to reveal it quite yet.
Yep.
Still whip and dagger on my belt.
Yep. And you see Istrid in the rags and the red bindings of the Ilmater priests. Okay.
it's that.
Okay. But yeah, you all start breaking up, and
Making your way out, you feel the heat of the summer sun is not radiating down on your shoulders. The city around you is painted in a dreary gray as the skies above you are covered in clouds in every direction. You notice the sharp, yet sweet aromatic petrichor of the atmosphere swell with the violent bursts of wind that cut through the streets and alleyway. A flash of lightning streaks across the sky, followed by a booming clash of thunder that echoes out like an angry voice of the gods. The slight sound of pitter-patter reverberates off the rooftops, louder and louder, until it becomes nothing more than a deafening white noise of pouring rain.
Oh no.
This is bad.
Hope
Oh,
you all have
disguises.
umbrellas.
I just put the hood up.
Yeah, I'll tell V to pull up a hood and do everything she can to preserve the makeup.
You have don't forget, V, you have clothes that you can change to look like anything.
And a cloak to change
And a
the look.
cloak to change
Yeah.
to look like anything, so you can easily have a hood.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted. Yeah, no, I definitely have the cloak of many fashions on, and I have it pulled as far as possible, as well as wearing I'm wearing my new outfit, my clothes of many fashion, and it's basically like I'm completely covered,
Yep.
head to toe.
What do you? What design are they right now? What are you making them look like as you head into the field board?
Gosh, I'm trying to think of something that isn't like, wow, that's a suspicious person in a cloak.
Harold will point out lots of suspicious people in cloaks around, I'm sure.
That's true. So she's gonna have it be kind of like a bluish color, because that's a color she won't normally wear. Kind of like what Vinley sort of wears, but not the same look as Vinley's.
Just the color.
Yeah. So instead of that teal blue, it's more of like a navy blue. We'll go with that. And it's just like kind of a long robe, almost wizardy.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if like someone, I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't draw attention. I mean, I have the axe with me.
Harold will just be like, rag it up a little bit and then put a mask on your face and we're golden.
Yeah, okay. I kind of make myself look a little wizardy is what I'm envisioning in my head.
Okay.
But like a wizard with an axe.
That's going to be great when that axe comes out of those. Okay. That wizard's strong.
And as soon as we get close to the field ward, I will go ahead and cast Disguise Self. And I'll make myself look like the same human woman that I made myself look like last time. But now I have a symbol on my forehead matching Voss's.
Okay.
Is
And
the makeup they used grease-based?
So, like, will it hold up against the rain?
It's probably
Most likely grease base.
Yeah, it would be grease based, but I mean,
We
It's
have to
still
see
gonna
it's
run.
pouring down.
it ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Which
And-
means
But the hoods are working.
Do I have a hood?
Oh yeah.
Yay.
but,
with the spell, she'll make a hood that almost matches the one Boss is wearing, and it'll be up over her head.
Okay.
All right, and making your way through the dirt-packed, waste-covered streets of Refuse and the Despondent, you come back to the 5 points of the Fieldwood. The ground beneath your feet slips with each step as the mud sticks to the bottom of your soaking boots, begging you to heed caution. You notice the half-orc take to the skies and race across rooftops, bow in hand. Before long, you no longer see him through the harsh and heavy rain, but feel his eyes upon you.
For a while, he walked nearly hand in hand with the pirate queen, Seisha. But then she fell off from the group and you, as she pulls rags from a neglected clothesline. It is hard to say which of the beggars around you she is, but you feel she is nearby. Lastly, the dwarvish woman does similar, but uses some of the red from her attire to turn them into red cording and sashes to mimic the humbled robes of an Ilmater priest. Does not make any attempt to hide herself as she meanders through the crowd, a good safe distance behind. What are you guys doing?
Heading to that second butcher shop.
Can I just real fast mention that I forgot I had disadvantage because I'm exhausted on
Right.
ability checks? I just re-rolled it, and I'm not lying. I'll take a picture of it right now. I rolled another 19.
Okay, fair.
Okay. Yes, please remember that you are exhausted. We'll try and remember that too. All right, so you guys are making your way towards the
Chop Street, butcher's,
Okay.
butcher
I
shop.
might say we're making our way downtown.
Walking fast?
Faces pass.
They were Chop Street bound.
As you are wandering the streets, though, you actually notice a few of your neighborhood mercenary patrols stationed throughout the field war, making their way through the streets.
Boss says nothing to them.
Okay.
He's currently disguised.
All right.
I was about to say, we probably avoid them
Yeah.
with these markings on her face.
All right, as you all make your way down the long, jagged, snaking chop street that stretches from the 5 points nearly down to the entirety of the Upper East Side. The mud here is dark, stained from the years of blood seeping into the ground, evident from the rain mixing with the fresh blood from the butchers that give the street its name. Deep in the bowels of the revolting, spoiled, rotting iron fetter of death that still permeates through the rain, you find a ramshackled old stone building adjacent to the parallel stench alley.
The second story of this old building is nearly completely missing, covered by repurposed planks of wood and tarpaulin. A heavy fortified awning of twisting iron and metal patched together with stone and wood create an opening entry deep into a slaughterhouse. A maze of hanging meat dangles from the ceiling above that rings out with the sharp percussion of thin metal sheeting. From inside the adjacent building, you hear the methodical, slow grind of metal and slopping flesh. What do you guys do?
Stick with the plan right now. Splitting off, I go to the second butcher shop down the street.
I will.
Facial looks at you when you walk in.
We're the third.
Oh, third, sorry.
Finley reminds you that as you turn, she's like, no, wrong one.
Oh yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
Yep. We'll go in the first.
First thing.
Okay, so who's going into this butcher's shop?
If it's the first one, that's Harold and B, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it. The further you get in, the stronger the stench assaults your nostrils. But unlike the butchery in the edge of the southern ward and dock ward, This is identifiably infected with the sweet acrid stench of decay and disease. You wind through the suspended carcasses as you navigate through a storm of flies, noticing the swarms of maggots that fester and feed on the decay. Entering through the open doorway, you come into a low-lit, dark room illuminated by a few hanging and swaying lanterns. The light dances through the nightmare of rusted hooks, blades, and chains that dangle from overhead.
The large, flat hardwood tables line the walls, all stained and covered in crimson that echoes in the splatter across the adjacent cold stone walls. Working away, slowly rotating and winding a lever while lowering in large cut chunks of various meats is a massive red dragonborn. His thick form, a combination of soiled muscle, solid muscle covered in heavy layers of fat, makes him look like an immovable force. His full dark leather apron drips in the remnants of his work, and a few large cleavers that hang from his sides. As he sees you enter, a puff of smoke exhales from his nostrils as he continues to crank the lever, slowly pulverizing the chunks of mixed parts into ground meat.
Orders are 1 copper per pound, ground or sausaged.
V whispers to Harold, "Is this sanitary?"
Harold looks over and picks one of the maggots up. It just kind of flicks it off to the side, and he's like, "Sure." And then he's going to look over at this
He
guy.
tries not to vomit.
And he's going to look over at this guy and go, "What's the finest cut you have?"
And he continues to crank as his eyes fall to the ground meat.
"Who is it you is? I know you." I'm going to try to, like, play off is this guy completely with it? Like, is he, like, all there? Is he just kind of, has he wandered in? I'm sure this guy probably deals with this a lot.
V gives supportive grunts.
And you see...
Last time I was here, I think I got a deal from you. What's your name?
Why does my name matter? What do you want?
Because we're friends, right? Friends know each other's names.
Who are you? Do you want to buy meat or not?
Well, we'll buy meat, but I want to make sure I get me deal. I got a deal last week. I want a deal this week.
Make a deception.
Sure, absolutely.
These voices are like making my flesh crawl.
18. I only roll a 7.
His voices are giving me some Pirates flashbacks.
Polly!
He looks at you, just kind of squints his eyes,
I squint back like I'm trying to also make out who he is.
And then like a puff of smoke. Oh, go ahead. You also.
Can I roll for just like an intimidation to help the assist? Just stand there like intimidatingly.
I love it.
All right. I just want to like stand there the whole time, just be like. Okay. What do we got? Ooh, 23.
Nice.
And he looks down on you as smoke just billows out into your face from his nostrils. And then he looks up, and takes a step back, puts a hand on his hip where you see the handle of one of his blades is, as he gets a little bit further back.
Brackets, is that you?
I'm sorry, I forgot you. Yeah, let me get your meat. Let me get your meat.
And you see him turn around and he just starts bringing out like metal tin rusted pans just covered in ground meat.
As he's turning to go get this, I'm going to lean over to V and be like, grab his wrist the moment that he puts that stuff down.
Okay.
and I wait for him to put that stuff down.
When he does, I grab his wrist.
And I lean forward. I'm like,
Nope. Make an athletics check.
Yep. We
Oh,
got
so
Okay.
grab the wrist. I gotta make a
grappled.
check. All right, athletics. Here we go.
I can't wait to see where you're
Oh
going.
no, a 9.
no.
And 19. And so
A 19. Oh, he rolled 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just sort of like try to play it off like I stumbled. Like, oh, sorry.
as you go to grab, you actually grab his wrist, but he twists it and then grabs yours and like brings up a butcher blade.
What's with the funny business?
I meant to do that.
He's hungry. What's with the funny business from you, Thrakish? I thought we was friends.
We're friends. I don't know who your friend is.
Me friend's just really hungry. Oh, you wait outside. And Harold gives
Let
her a
go.
wink, like when he turns to look at her, he winks at her, like gives her a nod, like perfect.
It lets go of your arm, lets its butcher blade back down.
I shuffle through my coins and like I try to make as little noise as I can because I realize I don't have a lot of copper. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Harold wouldn't carry much.
Yeah.
So now Harold is trying to not let it oh shit, I got lots of money. I took all my money. I have to. Do I need to make a? I feel like I need to make a sleight of hand check to not make a whole bunch of like. Why is this guy just carrying all this cash?
Yeah, slide a hand check.
Yeah, I just made this connection. Was like, oh, that's so stupid, but that's what Harold would do.
Damn your honesty, Ethan.
I love it.
I
You're
love
gonna
it.
hate my honesty even more now.
I approve.
Ooh.
Woohoo.
And he goes,
That on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, we're friends. We're good. I remember you.
Harold kind of grimaces. He's like, I'm sure you do. I'm gonna reach in and I'm gonna. How much did he say?
1 copper per pound.
I
I
act like I'm very frustrated and I put 2 silver on the table.
20 pounds of meat.
I
I'll give you a deal. You get 25.
Harold's gonna be leaving with big bags of rotten meat. And just like, I'm sure he lets me have this, right? Because I'm sure 2 silver to him is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I come out. Can I make an insight check before I leave to make sure that when I said he was Thrakus, he wasn't just agreeing with me?
Yeah, sure, make an insight check.
Hopefully I don't roll a 1 this time. Oh no, I didn't. Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. You definitely, when you said Thrakus, there was some recognition.
Okay,
That
cool,
is-
perfect.
Yeah.
So once Harold is outside with 2 enormous bags that he can barely drag along the ground to get out.
And they're seeping with blood and
Yeah, they're not wrapped in butcher's paper. They're just thrown into a sack.
Harold looks
of
over
like
at
2
me,
burlap sacks.
looks over, and is like, we found him.
You, why'd you get so much meat?
Because I'm an idiot, V. Because I'm an idiot.
But the meat is so cheap. How?
My acorn hat is judging me right now. I just want to keep going. Let's tell the others.
All right. She picks up the meat with no issue.
Yeah, like relieves him of his big bag of meat. And like, I'm sure it's way too putrid to eat, right?
Oh yeah.
Is this edible in any way?
I'm not even feeding it to Biblio. I don't know
There's
what you
maggots
bought this for.
breeding on it.
I just want to
so.
make sure that with the DMs that it's totally trash, because it's like, I don't want it to. If there is any of it that can be used for people, I want them to have it. Otherwise, this stuff's gotta go.
You looking over it and knowing the area that you're in, this probably is all used. As you look throughout the chop street, and it's all kind of the same.
Oh Jesus! So
Yep.
we're just going to. I look over at her and I'm like, find the cleanest place you can and just set the bag down somewhere, and I promise you that it'll be gone in a minute.
All right.
And
So
we set it down and we walk away, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that bag's empty in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, so she does just that.
And Seisha, as you're like leaning just like up against one of the buildings, you see them walk out with these 2 sacks, and you see V walk over and just kind of look around and just set it on the ground.
Harold sets his next to it, and they just walk off.
And then shortly thereafter, you watch as like someone walks by, stops, looks in. Goes it over their shoulder.
Harold just gives a thumbs up to V, like, it totally worked.
And then you see another butcher walk out and go, hey!
Oh, no!
Are you stealing my meat? The person's stealing my meat! Come on!
And he just takes off running.
Harold and V will, he'll not nudge V, and we'll head over and we'll move to either, like just near Seisha. And then I'll be like, I will nod towards the building we were just in, or not the building, but the place we were just in, and be like, Thrakis.
Yep.
All right, so Voss and Vinley, you go into one of you actually go to a stall. It's not an actual building, and you actually see this large stall, and there is a dwarf there who has this massive belly hanging over, as his apron kind of just is like stretched to its brim, that is covered, and there is just meat hanging on hooks over this like tarp that is kind of keeping the rain out, not really, and so water is just rushing down this meat as he's like hacking up a leg of something.
I walk in, kind of survey the area, and walk forward. I'm looking to buy 10 pounds, particularly of a hind flank I was told to buy from Thrakis. Is that you?
Do I look like fucking Thrakis to you? I don't fucking think so. You're gonna come to my fucking shop and ask for another man's fucking meat?
The fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here! As he like is like spittle flying from his beard as he like is like threatening you with the cleaver.
You want to fucking cut meat? I'll cut it out of your fucking belly. You go fuck over here.
I leave.
As he's like looking up at you.
This seems a fine time to go.
Yep. Walk away and return to Vinley and say, it's not him.
Interesting. I was wondering what the yelling was about. I heard the word meat quite a lot, but I guess
very
it stands.
sensitive butchers along this
Do
alley.
we see them out and about? I'll wave them over, like kind of casually, like, hey, over here next to Seisha.
Typically,
Get next to me.
more sensitive about their meat.
If you like dawdle near Seisha, she'll be like, "Don't stand right next to me. That's suspicious."
All right, fine. I'll find another place and wave them over.
I go over to Harold.
I'll follow.
I just bought 25 pounds of meat from Thrakis. He's right there.
Oh. Did he seem magically inclined?
He's got good ears.
All right.
Can hear jingling gold a mile away, I'll tell you that.
What time is it?
About 10 o'clock. 9:45, 10.
Yeah.
9:45.
Another thing is, and he looks over at V and looks back, he's strong.
Is he smart?
Yeah.
He's big.
He's fast.
He doesn't seem like your typical field wardian.
Does he seem like someone we can intimidate or bully?
He looks over at V and he's like, V can.
All right. And I turn to the group and I say, question is, do we engage now or wait for the send-off? And as this is, I would have done this at some point in time, describe what the four who were meant for the pickup look like. Because we did see them.
You did? Absolutely.
Definitely see them. Bring up that description. I know one was a thin human man with a mohawk that was slicked back.
One was a half elf.
But if I'm going to usher everyone over, I try to do it someplace that's covered, out of the rain.
Yep. There was a half elf man with like leathers and 2 scimitars.
Yep. And yes, of course, you can find an area that has like a bridge built between the 2 housings and stuff like that is not actually entering a shop or anything like that, where the rain is kind of stifled a little bit.
Is it like out of the main thoroughfare?
It's down a smaller alleyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll join them.
There was a half orc female and then a Snurf Neblin female.
I love that word.
So, do we want to wait near the back entrance or the front entrance?
Depends on if we want to ambush these people at all. In all honesty, we don't know how powerful these 4 are. We have to assume they're at least competent if the winter's wind is asking them to pick this thing up.
So, do we want them to do the drop off and then jump him after it?
And I turn to Harold and V. Do you believe we could manipulate or intimidate Thrakus to believe he's working for the Xanathar? And make it work for us.
We are really playing with fire because we don't know how ingrained he is. How we don't know enough to play games right now. We'd be guessing. We need. I think the best thing we can do: sit tight, watch and see what happens, see if it's a setup, and go from there.
While I was able to intimidate him, I don't know if it was me or him, but he's definitely very strong.
He's very strong. I don't know if he tripped when she was reaching or if he was a strong guy, but he I mean, this is a dude who, he was not afraid to pull a knife on us.
My thought is this. Right now, we know 4 potentially powerful enemies are coming in. With Thrakus, that makes 5. Right now, we outnumber him 5-1. We break him now, he's not a threat when the fight comes out.
Unless he immediately sells us out the second he's got backup.
I would like to mention, if you 2 were to go back in, keep him a little preoccupied, Voss and I would be able to go through the back, and I could turn invisible and get a very good look at whatever he has behind his doors.
Possibly.
So there was no back?
I will describe to them the layout of
it is a single entrance in. It is a wide open shop. There's no back rooms. It is a single open floor plan.
Yeah, I'm like, there's
one door in, one door out.
There's nothing for this guy to hide, and everything smells like ass.
Is he giving them the thing, or are they giving him the thing?
It was a drop-off, so I'm assuming they're... Okay, going back to what I was on the meeting, I'm assuming they were picking something up from him?
Because you have keen mind, yes.
Yeah, and I did not get a description of what that item was, whether it was a crate, box, anything. Yeah, I have no idea on that.
In that case, maybe we should just intimidate him to get the stuff.
Yeah. Why wait for them to show up?
Harold, do you have any way of magically disguising yourself?
Checking. I don't think so. I think I got rid of that. Nope. Sure don't.
We'll have to work on that. I have 2 methods of doing it. I can perhaps give you one.
I don't do a lot of book reading. I just kind of feel it, but we'll see. I just kind of feel it, Just like, now I can do that. That's sort of how that works.
And then walking up to the corner of this alleyway, you see an Elmatter priest tending to a person that is sitting on the corner, and I hope you haven't been here too long.
Guys.
And you should feel better, and there you go. That should be enough to send you on your way. And walks away. Boss, you definitely know that was Istrid, and she was like, "Guys, you're taking too long. Move it."
Yeah.
Why don't I go in, cast Zone of Truth, we intimidate him, and find out what the item is?
Unless there isn't even an item, and then he's just...
Well, then let's just go find out what it is.
All right, all of us go in. I say we incapacitate him, bum rush him, and just be done with it. Quick and quiet before he can make any noise.
Let's make sure our newly found tattoos are clearly visible, though.
Agreed.
All right. And if that's the plan, that's where we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Pick up after break
Mm-hmm.
with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh boy.
It's something.
This.
It is a thing. All right.
We have so little information. Doing the
We
best
will
we
be
can.
back in about 15, 20 minutes. If you've not entered #Beyond or #Eldritch into the chat, please do so now for your chance to win a source book bundle from D&D Beyond and a miniature from Eldritch Foundry. Yep. We'll be back soon. We're back.
Yes, we are. We are.
Back with a plan.
Well, finally.
Finally had a plan. Let's see how well it executes.
Yes.
I
The
call
BFGs,
it a plan.
the BFGs, aka the Ronto Experiences, are teamed up with the Doom Raiders as they infiltrate a Zentara mission to retrieve a package in the field ward. They have identified the person known as Thrakus, as Voss also identified a very angry dwarf when asked if he
Was Thrakus.
was Thrakus, which he was not.
No.
But hidden away in a small alleyway underneath the pouring rain as our intrepid adventurers disguised as regular people in the field ward
Yep.
make their way back towards Thrakus's shop.
Can I get a marching order? Who is going in first?
Based on Harold's descriptions of the place, considering there is hanging meat everywhere, would it be possible for me to come in and stealth through it?
Based on the description, nope.
Okay.
Yeah, there's really not a way.
I'll go in. I'll go in first, and I will tell everyone. I tell everyone, the moment you see him, take him down.
Watch the door.
Harold, oh man, I want to try to feel out whether or not.
I think we should wait until the drop off happens.
I agree. We don't know that this isn't a trap yet. If it is, we're walking right into it.
We just talked about this, didn't we?
I'm just saying. We're gonna have to fight more people if we do this before they get here.
We're just gonna have to fight him if we keep everything down.
And when they show up,
Then
We'll be gone.
All right, let's
all right, let's do it.
go.
I go in.
All right, you stroll past the the outside awning of the hanging meat and into the iron stench of the butcher shop, where most of the meat has been cut up on these hardwood tables and is currently being ground into a ground beef. Well, ground meat. It's hard to say exactly what all is going into it. You see a little bit of bovine, you see a little bit of equine, you see a little bit of feline, you see a little bit of all of the ines that can go into a meat, and it's not really well butchered, it's more so quickly butchered.
Yeah.
And it all seems fetid and diseased, and the whole place is covered in flies and maggots.
Quick glance around. Do I see anything out of place or anyone else here? Is it just him by himself?
Just him. So
Okay.
wide open, fairly large open building that is just meat hanging off hooks along the wall, bits of scrap meat on tables, and he's like directly, you kind of come in and you kind of come down into the building, and then you turn and look to your left, and that's where he is, and it opens up.
I slide 2 daggers into my hands. Who's coming in behind me?
Who I need to know who's in first. So Boss is in first. Who's next?
I go in after boss.
Okay, then B.
I'm
I'll-
going in last.
Okay, Sasha will be last.
I'll go in next then.
And then I'll go second to last.
I take that back. I slide the garrote into my hands.
Okay.
All right.
And as he sees you all enter, he continues to grind the meat. He goes, orders of 1 copper per... You were just here. As he points towards V.
Well, how far away is he from me?
He is 10 feet away, and there's a large table in between you and him.
I bum rush him and grow at him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I need you to roll initiative because.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I run to try to restrain him.
Oh my god.
I just hold the door.
This is the opposite of a beer. Apparently, the field ward Chop Street is the opposite of a beer for me.
It's not called Chop Street for nothing.
They chopped that 20 down to a
Hey.
1. Give it a chop.
All right. You got him. 25 to 20.
21.
20 to 15.
19.
17, baby.
Ooh, look at you go.
Yeah.
Working your way up in the world.
17 also, and I go before you.
Oh.
Whatever, I'm holding the door.
All right.
He-
15 to
14.
10. Harold
I rolled a 4. A
Let's
total
go
of
rock.
4.
There we go. Total of
Team
4.
4. I'm just trying to stay on brand.
Oh no.
How old I was in 2001.
Thanks for taking one for me.
No sweat.
Plus, quickly make an acrobatics check to leap over this table.
24.
Oh, yeah. Easy enough. You run and jump, and your hand slides across the viscera that is coating this table. That would be difficult to maneuver over if you weren't so nimble.
Yep.
You are right next to him, and you want to make a grapple.
This has to go off without a hitch, and he's got to stay silent. Bonus action, I drink the potion of Hill Giant Strength.
Oh.
Well then.
All right.
Man.
I
That's
believe that
21?
makes your strength a 21.
So you have a +5 to as your modifier, and then if you are proficient in athletics, it will add whatever bonuses
Gotcha.
are on top of
And
it.
Yep.
Yep.
So your strength temporarily boosted to a 21.
Okay.
Over here.
that is a athletics check. That is a 25.
Oh.
And caught completely off guard as you move super quick, chugging a potion as you slide across this table, and in a swift moment, you just wrap the piano wire attached to the 2 solid blocks of wood as it tightens around his throat.
I just look at the rest of the group, just hold him, waiting for them to take him down. Non-lethally, I would have hoped. I got that across, but I didn't say that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
think
did not.
it's intend to kill the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Now V's turn.
all right, we just it just came to apologize about the mishap earlier, my dude.
As he's like,
Uh-huh.
like reaching for the wire around his neck.
Okay, well, we're not gonna kill him, right?
Harold nods.
I guess I
We're
should
not
just
gonna
punch
kill
him
him.
in the face.
You can use your.
Are you gonna go around the counter, or are you gonna
with
jump
the
over?
handle of your axe?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump the counter, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna do the blunt end of the axe. like
Okay,
the-
go ahead and give me an athletics check to vault over the counter.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 9.
A 9.
Again, what the hell?
As you go to jump over and watching what Voss did, you did not see how slick it was. As your hand slips out from under you, your body slams against the table, your heel clips on the other side as it then the table falls over. With it, you are now prone next to Voss.
Man, what is it with me in this place?
Top
I don't like bad meats.
The stench.
Do you have enough movement to get back up?
Oh yeah, you can stand back up with
I
half
go,
your...
so I like horribly stumble and I step up and go, whoo, Yeah, that's about how last time went. We wanted a visual. And am I able to attack him still?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'll attack him with the blunt end of the great axe. See how that goes. Okay, it went better. That was an 18.
Okay, 18 will hit.
And then we're gonna do 5 damage.
5 non-lethal damage as you hit him with
Non-lethal.
the back end, and you can see in his face, his eyes go wide as he looks towards you, looks at what just happened to his table, just trying to pull at his throat. He's like,
All right, I'm gonna hit him again.
Yep.
This guy's getting just beaten
All right,
up.
24.
Why?
And 8 points of non-lethal damage.
Just tell me what you want.
Bat, and it like scrapes off one of the horns coming off of his nose as he's just like,
and through that he just and smoke billows out of his nostrils as spittle washes across your face. You can see all of his veins begin to bulge in his muscles as he is now raging.
Good.
And he is going to attempt to break the rope wire. Go ahead and
Opposed?
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I will. 28.
Oh.
Wow.
21. For a moment, you feel his weight just pick you up off the ground.
But your muscles bulging and rippling from the magics of the potion as you just grip in and pull back and pull him back down. Yeah, that was action.
Yeah.
Bonus action.
That's that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Where's it
Seisha,
going?
your
I,
turn.
I love
Back
what's going on over
behind
there,
Ridley.
by the way. Goblin. I'm loving that.
So I'm over by the door. Is there like a curtain or anything that can go over the windows so people can't see me?
There's no windows.
Oh, there's no windows?
No windows.
Oh, okay,
No.
cool.
There's a door and a solid stone room.
And
with
in that
wooden
case, I guess I'm just gonna cast Zone of Truth centered on him.
It's an AoE, so that means that Voss, V, Thrakus.
What's the radius on it? 20 feet, right?
Like that.
I believe so. 15.
Oh, 15. Okay, yeah, it would just be
Yeah.
those three.
So everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
So Voss V, make a wisdom save.
No,
right?
charisma.
Wisdom?
Oh, charisma.
Charisma
Okay.
save.
Same
How
either
close
way.
are they to Seisha?
Yeah, for me it's the same.
Are they close enough to get Seisha's
Am I
bonus?
close enough to Seisha?
No, they're not.
All right, well
Seisha's
I rolled a
bonus.
16.
I also rolled a 16. What's the
Pass,
DC on
pass.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah!
Yes, wow.
The only one
Fucking
affected.
well done.
Nice,
Well
nice.
done. That's super lucky.
All right.
You
Those still-
feel those that pass and those that fail,
Yeah.
knowing that he has failed.
And they have passed.
All right, he's persuaded potentially to be honest if you can maybe not kill him. Hoping to kind of freak him out a little bit
How long
by
does Zone of
saying
Truth
that.
last?
Oh, I think it's like
Okay.
an hour.
I believe.
10 minutes.
Either way,
Yeah, it's a while. I know
Either way,
that.
that's-
10 minutes.
I want
Sorry,
him
10
knocked out
minutes.
first.
Uh,
Okay,
right.
that's your action. Not doing anything else.
Nope.
Finley.
Just basically sticking my foot against the door so no one can push it open.
I don't think there's a door.
There's a door.
There's a
Oh, there
door.
is?
It's not the
I
best
stayed at the
door, but there is a door. Finley, it is your turn.
After she said that, Vinley's probably just going to start moving around the room trying to find something that should not belong in the field ward. Like, she's trying to find the item.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
At disadvantage.
God damn.
Okay, that's
true.
not bad.
That is super awesome.
That's not terrible. It's an 18.
As you're looking through this, you have dark vision. You're looking through this very low-lit room, illuminated by the hanging lanterns as they cut through, creating these nightmarish shadows across the walls from all the hooks and metal and chain and blades. You see that it's kind of barren. There's these tables, there's slabs of meat, there's a grinder, there is an upstairs that you know exists, but you also saw that it was caved in and destroyed and basically just a haphazard roof, so water wasn't leaking into this section, was put there on top of it.
Gotcha.
But you do not find any out-of-place items.
Yep.
Or people.
Gotcha. That's me then. And just moved me like 30 feet in to the room anywhere as I was looking through. Yeah.
Harold, you're watching all of this chaos ensue. You hear Seisha's words and you watch Finley go in to investigate. What are you doing?
I'm gonna ask him a question. What was his name?
It should be obvious. I'm choking him right now. He's
That's
gonna have
true.
a hard time answering anything.
Right, but if,
I'm trying to knock him out. That way,
that's fair. Yeah, I will.
Question.
I guess I'm gonna try to help knock him out so that we can wake him up sooner, so that we have enough time. Because I guess this fight combats in D&D are really fast.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and try to. I'll try to hit him in the face, I guess, like a jerk.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
gonna hit him with your crystalline gem purple axe.
Yep.
Are you?
You
You can get there with 30 feet of movement. I'm assuming you're gonna walk around the table and not try to jump over the already turned broken table.
Yeah, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not-
sure?
I don't want to. I'll just make it worse. I'm on opposite of a beer day, so I don't want to take any chances right now.
But you have just enough movement to get right up on it.
Okay, so I will swing for just to try to non-lethal, just try to hurt him,
Yep.
knock him out. 18 to hit,
That'll
18
hit.
hits.
Yeah.
and then it's
You get advantage because I'm restraining him.
you are occupying the same space as him instead of in a combat area, so it does not work that way.
Gotcha.
okay. So, and then the Great X is a D12, right?
Correct. D12
So-
plus your strength modifier.
In this case, though, it's
Not,
just
it is
my hex
charisma.
weapon would be my charisma,
That
so
is
it'd be
correct.
14 non-lethal damage.
All right.
I can't do non-lethal damage. That's why I looked around the room.
Yeah, no, that's the. I think that's the right call.
Hit him with your fists.
And that is my main action. For a bonus action, no, I'm not gonna do any. It's all way too obvious.
And as you slam the back end of this magical great axe, you see him just as it does not seem to have as much effect on him anymore.
Oh, okay. Harold does not look thrilled about this.
Yep.
And kind of like he's counting on Voss being super strong now. So
He is raging.
I will also say, and I'm just going to try to read his expression to see if he has any remembrance. I'd be like, like, where's the package? I'm going to say it in this kind of like deep kind of, where's the package? And I'm going to try to read him to see if he has any recognition about what I'm talking about.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Sure.
You can tell he's choking.
Yeah, that's a 7.
7.
Yeah.
His rage seems to.
Yeah, he's way too angry.
Yeah, his rage seems to be muddying anything else that you can read. All he cares about right now is survival.
I don't blame him. I would too. This guy is probably totally innocent, and we are beating him up. That's Harold's take on this right now.
Boss, go ahead. If you are holding the strength,
Trying to be
Go ahead and make
trying to be quiet about this.
another.
Natural 20. That's a 26.
How did you get a 28?
Oh, not 26. I'm sorry. That's a 31. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's
That was
using
his old
fast.
modifier.
I know you're using
Plus
your
11.
old
Old
score.
modifier was a +6. Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a 19 on the die, you son of a bitch. Okay, yeah. He takes you and tries to slam you up against the wall to break your strength, but your new engorged form, like him, you see Voss stretching the threads of his clothes as his muscles are bigger than you've ever seen them before. Seems to have no effect as he is being pushed up against this wall.
Is that all you got?
Bonus action?
Bonus action. I don't know if I could do this as a bonus. Can I make an intimidation check as a bonus action? Go and ask that before I do it.
What are you doing?
I want to attempt to get him to essentially surrender, and with the knowledge that he is not going to be killed. So what I'm doing is whispering in his ears, "Give up now, and we may let you live yet."
Roll it.
Okay.
I'm
Intimidation. Not as good as I would have liked. 13.
Okay. We'll say you're in a skill check in this situation. Skill challenge. It is hard to tell if you
got
have
through or not.
as
He's still very angry.
you are also behind him and can't really read any of his body language.
Yeah.
Fair, but that is my
I
turn.
mean, he is about 6'9". He is a very tall, wide dragonborn, and so
He's the kind of
Having said that, has this been fairly quiet? He hasn't been able to scream or shout or anything?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay, good. That's my turn then.
V.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna hit him again.
All right,
What
hit him.
else to do? But luckily, I don't have to do any acrobatics this time.
I just imagine me and V just both.
14. Does a 14 hit?
14 will hit.
All right.
He is wearing an
gonna be-
apron,
Yeah.
That's
literally
gonna be
an
9,
apron.
And some pain.
9 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay.
And then we got 25.
25 definitely hits.
Yep. And that's gonna be 12 points of non-lethal damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Again, he's so angry. It's just glancing off of his thick red hide.
As he keeps snarling and smoke billows out even more.
Going again.
If this guy's a good guy, we gotta get him on the militia.
We've made such a great first impression,
Yeah.
haven't we?
You should totally work with us, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't recognize us, we can always come back and say, "Hey, I heard you got bugged."
Well, you know what you need to do?
So you watch as he reaches over and he grabs this massive great cleaver off of one of the tables as he spins it and brings it around behind him to try and embed it in your back, Ross.
There.
That is an 18.
That hits.
Wait. I'm going to cutting words.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
going to. I'm going to say. I'm just going to screech in this. Like, well, not screech it. No, I don't want a lot of people outside to hear. I'm going to say in a very menacing tone, "Nobody can stop the Xanathar," and try to maybe just the hearing that will make him be like, "Oh God." And let's see here, roll it 4 away from his attack.
That is now a miss. Or that's a miss.
Nice.
All right.
And as he swings, you say that, and you see from your insight There's a little bit of recognition. You're not sure if that is weal or woe in that recognition, but it is enough to waver his attack as it tings off the stone behind him, and that is his turn.
Yep. Seisha, you still holding concentration on Zone of Truth?
It's not a concentration spell.
Oh, nice. Then what you doing? It's your turn.
Is there a window on the door?
Nope.
Is there a lock on the door?
There is, but it's very crude.
Okay.
It's like a wooden slide that slides.
Got it.
A wooden kind of,
like a slab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it just slides over. So I mean, someone could easily kick it in because it's just wood on wood, but
okay.
No metal reinforcements.
Let me see. How far away is he?
From you, he is like 20, 25 feet.
Okay, if I throw something at him, is it going to go through somebody, or do I have a clear shot at him?
He has partial cover right now because B's in the way, so it just adds to his armor class.
Okay. I am going to throw my light hammer at him.
Okay, sounds good.
That's a 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
Awesome. And he's going to take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
You hurl it, and we'll say that you actually miss in the struggle, but it bounces off the wall and then comes back and hits him on the other side, doing less amount of damage as it would if it would have hit him straight on.
Okay.
Non-lethal damage.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Captain America over there.
Vinley.
And bonus action, okay. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Give yourself a little bit more armor.
It's better than what I'm sitting at.
Vinley, seeing how this man is still standing, she's just going to go, oh my God, and pull out 2 daggers and run up next to Harold into melee with this man. And she will hold them blades down and just punch the hilt into vital pressure points into his body.
Oh, all right.
Do I have advantage for flanking?
Yes, you do. You're flanking with B.
All right. So 22 to hit on the first one.
22 hits.
5 points of non-lethalness. I'm gone. And then 15.
15 hits.
Oh, yeah.
Again, he's only wearing a leather apron.
That's true. He's raging.
That doesn't increase his AC.
That's true.
Yeah. That's damage reduction.
2 points of non-lethal.
Yeah.
So you twist these daggers and just slam them into him. Not being very strong, but trying to use your knowledge for pressure points in places that would be very painful. The thing is this boy is thick.
Yeah, and as
juicy.
As she's doing that, I want her to look up at him while she pulls her right hand in, and the wind slightly elevates the hood to show the symbol on her forehead.
Okay.
Got it. And again, he kind of sees it, acknowledging, making the connection that, oh, okay, this isn't just false words. But again, it's hard to tell if it's weal or woe through his rage.
Yep.
Harold.
My hat gives me a chance at getting intimidation checks with advantage, correct?
It does.
It's its choice.
Yep.
It's choice.
Yep.
I love my hat. My hat and I understand each other, I think. I'm going to try to, because it seems like everybody else is kicking the crap out of this guy. I'm going to try to help Voss make him just give up. So, does my hat give me advantage this time, or is it feeling like I should be more charismatic?
as the words leave your lips, they are definitely almost forced into more poetic, calm niceties.
Even
And you can roll a little persuasion with advantage, but what do you say?
and is forced to be friendly.
Yes. Because how are you going to be friendly with intimidation?
Okay, so I lean forward and I'm like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. It's been a very long day for me. Xanathar's just going crazy. It's all a whole big thing back there. And from one person forced into this to another, if you could just give up, it would be for the best for both of us, I think.
And everyone else, you watch as the hat morphs into a headdress of a red dragon. So it's like the top part of a red dragon that kind of hangs down, and then it kind of comes down to 2 tassels with 2 acorns.
Yes!
You know what I mean? And I'll roll with advantage.
Yeah,
Yep.
you roll persuasion with advantage.
Oh, I love everything about this turn.
Alrighty. 27.
It's a big number.
That is a big number.
As you are trying to read him continuously, in being able to watch his face, you see a little confusion wash over him. And then he kind of, but it's hard, like, you know that he is slightly sympathetic towards your words.
Right.
But he's also being choked out right now.
And is seeing through red because he's raging.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you know that you have gotten through to him, but it's gonna take more.
Yeah, it's gonna
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's it. I'm not gonna use any bonus actions for well, actually, I am going to, because I'm going to say that I'm still being forced into niceties, I'm going to turn to Voss Monster Man, and I'm going to be like, oh, come on, you try to reason with him, make him understand. He's not an idiot, and I will give you Bardic Inspiration.
I love it.
So good.
Voss is almost his grip almost loosens for an instant before he brings it back as you transform into this strangely diplomatic man with a dragon head.
It's your turn, boss.
Okay, I'm continuing.
All right.
Maybe. I keep forgetting it's plus 11. That's 27.
I don't know. I may have gotten you this time. 9. I rolled shitty, even with advantage.
Yep. So bad.
And I will, seeing what Harold is attempting to do and understanding he's probably uncomfortable with this, or maybe his hat has possessed him. Either way, I'm not sure. I once again say to him, what is your life worth to you? To me, it means nothing.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation roll.
Cool. You know what? I will add inspiration to that. That's a high roll, but
Really,
everybody's kind of uncomfortable with this.
I think we just like, if we don't know if he's a part of it or not, we're all just like beating him to death and just
29.
All right. You kind of see like he's still, that smoke is billowing out of his nose, but everybody else can see his eyes are bulging, as you can see that the airway has completely been shut off as the wire has dug completely in, and you can see little trickles of blood coming down as you have held him for 3 rounds and he is now suffocating. But you know that your words got through,
As the blade he holds that nearly tried to attack you drops to the ground.
Are we still in combat?
You are. You have.
Okay. I would say.
Unless you use your free action to release.
Yep.
I would tell everyone else, bind him. And when he is bound, I will release him.
Okay, got it. V, what are you doing?
I'm going to bind him.
Okay, you get out some of your rope.
Yep.
I love
Do I need a roll for like Boy Scouts or?
Yeah, you can make a dex
Huh?
roll or an intelligence roll, your choice.
Roll
You are not proficient with rope use, so it'll just be a d20 plus your dex or intelligence modifier.
Your choice.
Your choice.
All right, I'll just roll Dex then.
And there's no way for any of us to help her with this.
15.
Not right now.
15?
Yep.
15? Okay. You can all do more rope, and that will add to the DC. But
and he doesn't really seem to fight you, as like the only fighting he's doing is more so like trying to claw back at the garrote wire again. But knowing that this might be his only way out, he just lets you take hold of his arms and bind him up.
All right.
And go ahead and make an athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
check.
Me.
Oh.
Not you.
I was like, what
but
did I
This is his turn.
yeah, he's that last effort to pull.
Maybe 18.
And trying to dictate to everyone and seeing how this is going, he gets some claws underneath it and breaks it enough, just doesn't break your wire, but breaks it away from his neck enough to and with every cough there's like this billow of smoke.
See, we're taking it too far. That's what we did.
Seisha.
Good cop, bad cop.
Does he appear to be relaxing and just breathing at this point?
Relaxing is a harsh word to put in this situation. Less aggressive is a better way to put it. Yes.
Yeah, his hands are bound like this, but he was able to pull that up.
Do you want me to let go of the door and bind him some more?
I nod.
And I'll walk over and use my rope to bind his legs.
Okay. Go ahead and make a rope check with intelligence or dex, your choice.
Oh, we're definitely going intelligence.
You sure?
Yeah, pretty sure. That is a 15.
Okay.
2 15s.
Oh, 16. Sorry,
Okay.
forgot to add.
Got it. It has affected the DC. Mm-hmm. If that is your action, is there any bonus actions you'd like?
Not at this time.
Okay.
But
Vinley?
my movement, do I have enough to get back to the door?
No, you will not.
All right, well, I'm going to move as far as I can back toward the door.
No, it took your all 30 feet to get there.
Oh, wow, that's a big room.
To go,
You have to go around the tables.
Okay.
Vinley.
Vinley's gonna grab his butcher's cleaver and walk away from him.
And
put it on one of the counters off in the distance.
You drag it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you go to pick it up, and it takes every ounce of your strength to pick this thing up and put it on the table.
You're barely worthy to carry that meat cleaver.
Now my eyes are bulging out of my head.
It is not quite the size of spine cleavers, the Goliath, as he is a much larger man, but is kind of in the same vein. And you can see that the size of this would be really good for cutting a large animal carcass in half. Like hot dog, not hamburger.
Yeah, and that's really my turn. I'm just waiting for him to tell us where this thing is. I don't want to kill him.
And Harold, it is now your turn.
Okay, so I think that we're all now on the same page, right? This is a dangerous situation for you, but it doesn't have to be. We know there's something you got to pick up at 11. You should just go ahead and spill the beans on everything you know.
Hey, one more persuasion.
Absolutely. With advantage, I'm assuming?
Not this time. It's only one roll.
Yep.
Okay,
Once.
it's only one roll.
You get it once.
All right, that's fine. 25.
He goes, it's getting dropped on here.
10:30. The pickup is at 11.
Oh, and what is it?
I don't know. I don't care. I just make the exchange.
So you don't work for Zentarum?
I do, but I'm not gonna get into their business.
Ah, I see.
But it's smart not to ask questions, especially likes of you.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Well, this has been a lovely encounter. Obviously, we can't just let you do this. So you wait right here, just right here, and we're going to discuss some things, and you're going to let us do that. Okay, so now what?
Well,
and he just kind of like slumps down on a stool.
You want some meat?
I will release the wire, but as I do, I'll let words pass by, and I say, if you make a sound, I'll be much slower.
It's creepy, isn't he? I'll do my best to keep him at bay, but you have to work with us.
And we're gonna good cop, bad cop this.
Yep. Boss has never good cop, bad cop before in his life.
That's okay. I Harold hasn't either, but I'm sure this seems like it works.
how much time do we have before it's dropped off?
What time is it?
It is talking in the alleyway and doing all of that kind of pushed it to closer to 10, maybe 10:10, because it was around 9:45.
Yep.
So you got about 20 minutes before whatever it is get dropped off here, and then another 30 minutes after that before whoever is coming to claim it comes to claim it.
Okay.
Well, I have an idea. And she lowers her voice so that he can't hear this.
I assume we're all like across
In a
from
corner. Yeah.
I keep my eyes on him, holding action with the whip, as that is the first thing that'll be able to get to him, and we'll levy an attack on him if he attempts to escape.
Okay.
Um,
Keeping them behind the
The tables, yeah.
tables.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay within 15 feet of him, and I'm keeping an eye on him as well.
Okay.
So my idea is we tell him not to act shady, take the delivery as usual. I'm up the stairs a little bit, invisible, quite out of sight. Make sure he's not giving any secret signals. You wait across the street with my little friend, and Savard crawls out of the cloak. He will be your signal when you're ready to come back in.
Could Boss be hiding on the stairs with you? I don't like the idea of somebody being alone in here.
If he feels comfortable.
I look around. Is this a place where I could potentially hide somewhere?
You'd have to move some things around, but yeah.
I do that then as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah, the stairs are like caved in and collapsed.
Okay.
They don't actually go all the way up, but you can move
You're
a couple
probably going to
more.
want to use your mending on the table and such, because otherwise it's going to look a little weird.
Fair point. Is it in enough pieces to where I could start to mend it back together?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to make the shop
Can I
look
go out
like...
and let them know what the plan is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I take out.
Question. Is the zone of truth still happening?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, it'll stay up.
So perhaps we should dismiss that before his friend arrives.
Oh, that's another good question.
Wouldn't he tell them
Oh.
about it?
Yeah, no, I can drop it.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't have to tell the truth. He doesn't have to answer a question. He has to tell the truth, but he doesn't have to answer
Well,
questions.
keep it up for now. I'm going to turn back and look and be like, you're going to rat us out the moment you can, aren't you?
He's
Yeah,
silent.
there we go. So there's the answer to that.
Wait a minute. Finley, you could look like him, couldn't you?
I'm not very good with words.
And where the hell are we gonna put him?
Under a pile of meat?
I could look like him, but I don't know.
Hold on. You recognize that if you don't do the things we tell you to do, we're probably all going to kill you, yes?
And the person dropping it off.
Yeah, I mean we'll just go apeshit.
He sighs.
I fear Manshoon more than I fear you or death.
As he looks towards the one that said, I'll make it slow.
I'll make it everlasting.
Manshoon can do things I can't even fathom.
Yes, I'm certain that he's going to come all the way down to the field ward to do something really impressive to you. Look, you're here right now. We have knives. Are you going to do what we say or not?
Make a persuasion check. Or intimidation, your choice.
It's the same roll in terms
I like that idea. Like, yeah, Manshoon's really going to come help you.
Intimidation is 21. I'm doing it politely, but I mean, like, come on, man. We are here with knives. He's nowhere around. Are we kidding ourselves? Or are we?
He kind of looks at his bindings, and you get the sense he's like, well, I have no other choice. Like, what am I going to do?
Right.
But you still get the sense that, like, overall in the tier of like what he fears, Manshoon's at the top. So he's compliant, but
we can't trust this guy. He's gonna turn on us the second he gets an opportunity. He doesn't care if we stab him to death. Look at him.
So we knock him out and wait in the corner.
Or suddenly he has ideas.
I disappear.
Oh, is that how that's going to work? You'll disappear.
Yeah, if you like a horse, carriage, some extra money for me to just new city, new life.
Of course.
I like that idea.
Yeah. After we get what we want.
I like that idea.
What's stopping him from not doing that at all and just
money.
Harold
I
is going to walk over and he's going to like kneel down in front of this guy. And he's going to kind of rub his eyes for a second. He's like,
so you're telling me if I can just pay you off and you'll just disappear, you'll just go away?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. How much you want?
300.
Okay, well, let's not go get crazy.
Oh,
We're the ones with knives.
I just realized he can't lie because then the truth is up.
I say to Harold, I just whisper, oblige him as much as you can. And then
What's the most you think you can get away with, as long as he's in the zone of truth?
I would like to step outside.
Okay.
And
I think you mean sleep.
do I see Istrid anywhere?
You go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage because of the heavy rain.
Sure.
Good idea.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, 8.
Hard to tell.
It is pouring.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to see the other side of the street. You can make out the shapes, but details is near impossible.
can I make an insight check as to whether this guy will actually stick to his word on this?
Sure.
I mean, he's telling you, he's using the truth. He's in the truth zone. Yeah. He's 100% saying that he will disappear if I give him this money.
Yep.
Come on, give me a number that's not ridiculous. You probably never even seen a gold in your life. Let's be honest with ourselves. How much is it?
200.
Can I?
It's 50 for a horse. It's 100 for a carriage. The rest is what I need to move. What do you want?
I reach my bag because I know he knows I got money, and I'm like, I got 126 here. How's that? No. Just I wave my hand at everybody else. I got 126 right here in my pocket. That's literally everything. I'll give you the bag.
It's a start.
Oh, it's a start? 126 gold in your
I
life.
I walk over to his till and open his till. How much does he have in there?
He's got nibs and
Hold on,
shards.
wait. He has 2 silver and 7 copper.
Okay.
I look over at V and I'm like, could you just maybe?
Yeah. Let's see. You got.
I suggest giving it to him after we have what we want.
80 gold is what he needs.
Yeah, I can hand over 80 gold.
And we're like fiddling with our money and shit in the middle. All right. And you've got that's okay. All right, we're good. All right.
May I try something then?
You can try whatever you want.
I lean against the wall, kind of out in the open, and the way Istrid handles gold in her hands, I would like to mimic that in an attempt to attract her attention.
All right, make a dex check.
Cool.
All right. So, Harold, I'm going to hand you 80 gold, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay. So you have 206 gold.
All right. Look. And I look over at him and I'm like, anything else we should know? Anything you were expecting? Were you told anything?
Don't open the package under any circumstances.
Right.
I don't ask questions, but it was explicitly said multiple times.
I mean, how explicit are we talking? Like a don't open it or a do not open?
Both.
Wow. All right, here's your gold. we're gonna stack up the gold.
Do you feel like the item is more like if you open it, it'll hurt you, or more like they just really don't want you to know what it is? Which vibe did you get?
It's hard to tell, and he shrugs his shoulders.
I'll put it all in a bag. I'll tie off the bag. And I'll be like, well, now's the time to keep asking questions. We don't have a lot of time. Go.
How much time?
Who was bringing it? How many?
I was told.
Bringing.
Oh, it gets dropped. I'm guessing it's going to get dropped off with the meat shipment.
Are they only expecting you?
They always expect me.
Great.
Do you have any family?
Not anymore. Not that I know of. Maybe.
Oh.
A friend got sick and
Harold's nodding approvingly. All right. Okay. Like he got that.
Maybe he had to go because a friend got sick and he called someone else into the shop to receive the delivery.
I'll accept the delivery and then I'm gone.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right.
Well then. Promise?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, there we go. Good as new.
Pinky promise.
Harold's gonna push her pinky down, and then he's gonna be like, "All right, you get the money when it's done."
Hey, I gotta be out of here before 11.
Oh no, you'll be long gone. You'll be way long gone.
Probably.
And I guess I'll look to the others and be like, "Okay, so what are we doing? We go. All right,
let's let him up."
All right.
So yeah, so as all of that agrees, you watch as he leans down and he goes, breathes fire on the ropes, and goes and just dusts himself off.
Oh, you're good.
Gets up.
You have to buy more rope.
I'm gonna. Oh, I don't care. That was good.
I'm gonna waddle out so that I don't walk like Harold does.
Can't believe I didn't think about that.
Before you go, big girl, why don't you take another bag of meat? We just came to buy meat.
All right, I'm gonna go out and find Gariel and tell her what's going on.
And before we do that, we're gonna head back to Voss. What was your total
23.
on the dex check?
He's rolling
natural 19.
Okay. And yeah,
You're going back to a beer because you're the only one that rolled terribly. Yeah, and soon enough, just walking down the street, you're bumped by a shorter, dark-skinned woman.
Let me see. Hi. Let me check your wounds.
Please. And I bend down. I relay the information that we learned beforehand. I didn't hear that latter part, but what we had beforehand on that.
Okay, yeah, everything up to
and
that.
I say, a red dragonborn will be leaving this place with a sum of gold attached to him. He doesn't leave the city alive.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, you're looking good there. Yeah, no wounds that I can see, nothing festering. Don't have to amputate yet. You'll be fine. And
thank you. Blessings upon you.
And as you go and you turn away and go to leave, you notice that the gold that you were flicking is not in your hand anymore.
That's a fair thing she did.
And you also see Seisha leaving and making her way through the maze of hanging meat.
I join her.
And as you start to leave, you see this ragged beggar. Alms for the poor.
I pull out a nib and kind of slide behind a big slab of meat.
And it kind of raises up, and you look and you see the tussle of red just drenched, and she winks at you.
And I set it in her cup as I say,
Okay, he's going to accept the delivery, and then he's leaving town with 200 gold. We put him in a zone of truth, and he promises that he's going to do this and not rat us out.
Thank you, kind angel. Much obliged from me.
And I'll turn around and walk away.
You can just see out of the corner of your eye, she's just shaking her head.
But with a big, like, stupid, coy grin stretched across her face as she's enjoying you, or enjoying watching you attempt to do this.
Bapa-doo.
What? Okay, so is anybody doing anything for the next 20
Just
minutes?
finding a place to watch the building from.
Yep.
Yep.
A good place to hide, and then casting greater invisibility.
I do want to have a quick chat with the group beforehand and essentially kind of gathering what they've learned as well. So are we just taking this and leaving them?
Yeah. He's going to accept delivery, and then he's going to leave before the pickup comes. We put him in a zone of truth, and he promised.
Then we're going to take this thing and we're going to take it somewhere where we can be safe opening it.
It'll look like he ran off with it.
We should open it.
I'm going to thoroughly investigate it.
How about I cast augury to see whether opening it is a good idea or not?
We need the box before we're deciding what we're going to
Right.
Do that. I would say we need to do that as soon as it's delivered. Everyone, we have an opportunity to kill 4 very powerful Zentarum agents and weaken Manshoon.
We are taking a very awful risk getting into a direct fight with 4 people that could possibly run and use magic to disappear. We almost got burned by that once.
And we are Xanathar.
Yes.
Better.
It's raining awfully bad.
Let's not take risks we don't have to take.
We are going to get away with this, and it's going to be a win. We already know this guy's truthfully going to leave. It's easy peasy. We paid him off. We take the thing. We win. We'll deal with them at some other time.
I don't think we should complicate it or get too jumpy.
It's clean right now. Let's keep it clean.
The whole point of this was to restart the gang war. If he's not going to tell
You
anybody,
don't
no
think
one's
that
going to
them
know.
stealing this is going to restart it? Scrawl a symbol in there if you want to. If you want to pin it on them, then just leave a
Or
symbol
just trash
there.
the place and put you know, Zimtar.
That's a good
and
idea. We trash the place and
Symbols everywhere.
we put Xanathar symbols around.
I'm sorry, Xanathar, not Zimtar.
No,
On the
it's,
table.
it's fine. Let's just take the box and leave.
Thank you.
Sorry I brought it up.
All right.
And I will.
Are you gonna go hide with her?
Yes, give me 1 second. I want to reconvene real quick. I want to find Istrid again, if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and make another dex check.
Damn it. Oh, okay, cool. It's actually better. No, it's still okay. 19.
19.
Do it
Hey, where
again.
should I go, guys?
Cost me 2 gold.
Outside, I guess?
Yeah, we're gonna go outside somewhere where you're got the building in eye shot.
Yeah. Okay.
As you go and you lean and you start doing it again, that dwarvish ill-mannered priest walks up and goes, "Hi, sir, let me take a look at you. The fuck do you want now?" She like whispers in your ear.
When you kill him, I hand her the mark of Xanathar I have had on me. Put this on his body and make sure it can be seen.
Okay, the small stone that's about this that you found on the pillow of that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
The gnome.
The gnome. Yes. As you that
So
you
long
know
ago.
that you know is a mark of death.
Yep.
From the Xanathar.
Yep, and that's all I do.
And just one more detail, because I did mention it before, but Savard crawls into Seisha's armor.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, hi, Savard.
The leather armor.
You all disperse into the rain, keeping an eye on the shop, making sure that the Red Dragonborn, for some reason, wasn't lying and leaves before the shipment comes, keeping an eye out for the 4 that you know should be showing up, and keeping an eye out for the meat delivery that should be heading its way around 10:30. Is there anything you guys are doing beyond that?
I am going to keep an eye on the street and look for anybody who seems to be lingering like they're also keeping an eye on the building.
Yeah, I'm mostly going to be pretty concerned with making sure I don't get rained on, honestly. So I'm going to try to find a nice awning. No, I know, but I mean, like, badly to the point to where my makeup washes off.
Some reprieve from the downpour.
Got it.
Yeah, try to find some sort of awning area. And yeah.
All right, go ahead and make me a perception check, Seisha.
Okay.
It's going to be at disadvantage.
Yep.
It'd be regular because I have my sentinel shield.
Correct.
So that's going to be an 18.
Okay. Got it. Noted on your lookout, looking for anyone lingering other than those who you know are lingering.
Anyone else?
I hide inside the building, out of the rain.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Cool.
I rolled an 18 on my stealth check straight because I'm invisible and disadvantage.
Got it.
15.
15 and 18 for Vinley. Yep. Okay.
And I guess I will roll perception to keep an eye out.
Okay.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage? That's okay.
Yeah, it's just because of the rain. Is
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Also, I give Thrakis a health potion to help hide the wounds on his neck.
Okay. He
take that.
He takes it with a shaky hand, kind of like,
yeah.
you are giving me this, and he corks it.
I look at him and said, if I wanted to kill you, I wouldn't waste poison.
You see him about to stick a finger in it, and then he goes, and he shrugs and goes, and drinks it, and you watch the wounds seal up, and he wipes some of the blood away, and it just blends into his red
other blood,
and his red scales and other blood.
Roll an 8 on my perception. Harold can't see shit.
Yeah, you're like, and it's just like constantly, like you wipe and it's just, your hat has turned into this like toboggan type, almost like a Jane hat.
Yeah.
So it's just like dripping down on your face. It's not keeping the rain out at all. It's actually making it worse.
Oh no. I'm going to, in an effort to make my hat, I'm sure my hat is very unhappy. I will take the hat. I'm sure I have like a hood. I'll take the hat off and store it inside and then pull my hood up because I'm like, man, I don't want to leave it out in the rain. Clearly it thinks on some level. I don't want it to think I like disrespect the hat.
Respect the hat. All right.
You have so many bosses now.
I do.
V, is there anything you're doing?
Not that I can think of like super special. I know that I'm just gonna try to keep an eye out and like try to see if anybody who doesn't look like they're making a delivery go near the building. So I guess I'll do perception.
Yep, make a perception check.
Disadvantage.
Okay. How do I do that with D&D Beyond?
Right click.
Right click
it?
and go down to
Okay.
disadvantage. Yep.
Yeah, D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
Yo, I didn't even know that. I've just been rolling twice.
Yeah, same. Okay,
Now you
that's a 9.
9. Okay.
One better than me.
You're more focused on trying to find a place to not get poured on.
Yeah.
And you find a place that's okay, as there are meat shops that are like kiosks instead of full things, as you're standing underneath one, and the guy's like, yeah, meat, yeah.
Later.
Now.
No, later. Okay, how much for the meat?
2 copper.
Well, I guess I got change back from that. Okay.
No copper.
Huh?
Wait, no one else carries copper?
I carry copper.
Here's you know what? Here's just a whole silver and just stop talking to me. Thanks. That good for you?
You can tell that like there's not full common there. But is gracious, gives you like a long link of sausage. And puts it around your neck.
Nice. All right, I got a sausage necklace. Forgot.
But he does not bother you as you stand underneath the awning. So, about another 10 minutes goes by. And Seisha, you notice a large wooden cart hauled by 2 hardy mules stop outside. 2 wide and muscular men wearing heavy leather cloak ponchos step off the back and rake a large equine carcass into the mud as it slops to the ground. Like a package delivery service, you watch as they stop about every 100 feet or so, disappearing into the rain. And they drop off another creature, beast of some sort, only adding more blood and disease to the streets.
And you watch as it is dropped off in front of the shop.
Yeah.
Right. Like on the street in front of the shop?
Yep.
Okay.
Right on into the mud.
Okay. Does there seem to be anyone else hanging around at this point paying attention to the shop other than my peeps?
Beyond your peeps, who you can't see all of them, but you see Istrid.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell in the rain. You don't see anybody currently.
Okay.
Yeah, and you actually watch as Thrakus actually comes and waits outside because he's ready for this. This is the procedure, and you watch as he actually goes, picks it up, throws this massive horse over his shoulders, and slowly like saunters back into his shop. And Venley and Voss, you watch as he comes in and he thuds it onto one of the tables.
And it is a full horse laid out across the largest table.
Anybody? Nobody comes in.
Nobody else comes in?
Nope.
Does the wagon leave?
The wagon has left. Yeah, like I said,
it stops at like pretty much every stall, drops off some meat, and keeps
Okay.
going.
But we can't. I can't
Once it's
see.
out
I
of
can't see that
sight.
happened, right?
nope.
Once it's out of my line of sight, I'm going to did I see where everybody else was with the 18?
Yes, you can see where V and Harold are. And
Okay.
you know that Voss and Vinley stayed inside.
Okay, I'm going to look over at Istrid, jerk my head to her, jerk my head in the direction of them, and then walk inside.
So before that happens, since I'm invisible, Voss, behind you, you hear a whisper after Tarkus brings it back in. Easy peasy. You hear, damn, we really could have killed him and I could have taken his place.
Do you think you could have lifted a horse?
No. And Vinley will invisibly walk across the room to stand on the opposite side of the horse. And then she's like,
He won't notice you, but he'll actually shout towards the stairs where he knows Voss is.
All right, time to come out. I don't think anybody's coming, and I don't want my money.
Zone of Truth still up.
It's been longer than 10 minutes. Yep.
Okay.
Indraconic, from across the table that the horse is on, Indraconic, I say, I don't see my box yet.
It's taken back.
Hello?
He says Indraconic.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, please butcher the horse so we can have our box.
He's like looking at the horse.
Yeah.
And he like takes a step back.
Okay. Stay there. There might be somebody else in this room.
I tap him on the shoulder and say, is this the package?
And both of you looking over the horse, you see that it is emaciated and nearly skin and bones. Its eyes are yellowed and a nest of flies already hover around it. Despite its gaunt form, you see that its stomach looks distended and bloated as if pregnant or swollen from intestinal hemorrhaging. However, what also catches your eye is the obvious post-mortem cut that runs along the underbelly, sutured together with waxed twine. And he goes,
That's your package. Where's my money? I'm out of here.
I stand back. I don't see her obviously, but I kind of jerk towards the air and then towards the horse. Let's find out if this is, kind of whispering to her so he doesn't hear my voice change. Let's find out if this is anything dangerous.
Yeah, this is probably when Seisha walks in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone kind of hears the weird, awkward slapping of Finley's hand on the horse's belly. She's trying to say, no, you're going to get it out before we do anything.
Okay, what's going on? Is this the package?
Yep.
Is it inside?
Yeah.
Wait, are we not supposed to open the horse?
I think we're not supposed to open the horse.
and he takes a dagger or like a nice long cutting knife and just splits it open.
And a horrid stench spills out of the thick, sticky entrails, causing you all, but Vinley, to gag and retch under some of the bowels in a 2-foot by 8-inch rectangular object wrapped and tied inside a pair of stretched out, emptied, stitched together stomachs. What you see through the stretch membrane is a dark box that looks to be decorated with ornate decor. And he points and then holds a hand out.
He's on his way in with the money.
Perfect. I will not take the box until you have your money.
And he says,
Surprise you.
Yeah.
eye heads can get away with do anything. This is. You really thought it was the horse?
No.
No, I didn't, but I thought it would be humorous to see what you would do. After all, you did think I was the one that was the horse a moment ago.
While we're waiting for Harold to get in here,
You still speaking in
I'm still
Draconic
speaking in
or common?
Draconic.
while we're waiting for Harold to get in here, I'm going to cast Augury.
A minute.
How long is that
A minute.
casting? Okay.
And while you're doing that, Harold, as you're just soaked, trying to stay, you start to feel a little shiver run down your spine as a couple of drops seep into your clothes and run down your spine. And a small, dark-skinned woman in rags and red twine wrapped around her, and obvious signs of ill-matched priest that you've dealt with before comes up to you.
I am my lord. Are you doing okay? You staying well in this wetness? I think you should get inside. It's a bit wet out here.
Real quick, Malort?
Do I recognize this person?
You watch.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so I
Christian
don't say anything. I just go, whatever, as I then move inside.
So V's still standing under that awning with the sausage link necklace, and she's just thinking, oh my god, do all of these places serve horse meat? That's so sad. No wonder the meat looks so bad. That horse looked like it was about to die. Do you think it has leprous or something?
I'm gonna move inside.
She's just kind of saying this
look-
to herself. I'm wondering, am I supposed to go inside or wait outside?
And it's about this point that a familiar, small, dark-skinned woman dressed as an ill-matter priest comes up to you.
Hi, dearie.
Hey.
I think you should get inside. It's a bit wet out here.
Okay.
You don't want to catch a cold.
Right. I go inside.
Once we're all inside, I look around. I see the box. I look over at Guy. I'm sure I put the bag in his hand. It has the full 206.
As soon as that money has transferred hands, the box floats up into the air and disappears into my bag of holding.
And
membrane and all.
Sure, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I'm just.
Yeah.
And,
oh my god, Finley!
I will
You could-
as soon I before you say that name, I will stop you. But that guy, as he reaches for the money, and I put it in his hand, and he wraps his hand around it, I'm like, and you are leaving now, yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a horse and a carriage. Because
you don't have to explain, just go.
I don't need any of this shit.
You watch it, he'll grab one of the cleavers and just hooks it on his belt just so he has something. And just walks out the door.
All right, cool. And that's that. And Harold's going to turn, and he's
I will
going to
say
give a thumbs
goodbye
up.
to him in Draconic.
Oh, sorry. Are you gonna resurrect the horse and make it your steed?
Oh no.
No, we need to go.
But that would
No.
be so cool.
Let's go.
Now.
And I look over at oh yeah, you're still casting augury. How long does that take?
Only takes a minute.
It's
I'm just
about done.
gonna
Yeah,
cast
it's done.
things
It's
off.
done.
Yeah, it's done.
What is it?
And your augury rolled, and your question was
Opening the box. Wheel, woe.
And as they roll, you see them roll to 2 and 3, and then
2 and a 3. Okay.
and then turn a little bit further, and it says 2 and 1.
It says what?
2 and 1,
That's
erring on the side of woe.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't open the box.
That works
It'll
for me.
hurt us.
Works for me.
Bad.
Let's just go. I want to go
Let's get out
home.
of here.
Let's reconvene with everyone. See,
I've already
Well,
Invisible Vinley is.
Not on this street. Let's get everybody off this street right now.
Yep.
And as you all make your way out, roughly at about 10:40, once everything was brought in and everything, you slowly make your way out and approaching down the street, heading towards this building.
Not too, like, literally 15, 20 feet away so that you can see him, is a deep hooded man clad in dark muted reds and brown leathers. His long black hair hangs over his dark sunken eyes filled with hate and despair. His ruddy tattered leathers and clothes are soaked and covered in mud, as well as black stains of smeared handprints like that of a blacksmith's soot smeared across his vestments. Following behind him is another dark and deep hooded figure covered in all black, their face obscured by an old but realistic looking half skull mask missing its lower jaw, and the mask looks like it is crying blood. Dread fills the area in this presence. And the only time you've ever felt this way is in your dying breaths, clinging to life.
To their side is a woman in tattered and layered hoods, robes obscuring their skull-painted face that begins to streak in the rain. The robes all look to be ruined, decayed, and dirtied as if robbed from a grave. In one hand and bound around the arm is an old chain that wraps up to a skull that hangs and dangles from metal links. Her other hand looks to be black and decayed as it twitches with swirling, arcane, putrid, necrotic energy. And behind them is a sinister, pale, and gaunt figure that stares daggers to wherever he looks, that seems to almost glow in the low light with beady red eyes.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
No! We can run late!
I'm sorry. Did you say it was her left hand that was shriveled up?
It did not say which hand. Let's say
Oh,
it's the
okay,
right
okay.
hand. Right.
That scared me.
And I will say, especially for Voss, but Seisha doesn't know. And yeah, everybody else knows it. These are not the four.
Yeah, they don't sound like it.
That
There's one thing I would like to do if I could before we end. Divine sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Divine sense.
We will pick that up
Damn
next
it!
week.
Oh,
Divine Sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have not entered hashtag Eldritch or hashtag Beyond, please do so for your chance to win an Eldritch Foundry miniature. They're putting really awesome stuff out, like just the link chain stuff.
Movable flails.
Yeah,
It's
really
crazy,
amazing.
super crazy. And then also the Source Put bundle from D&D Beyond. Anything you could ever need to make.
It's like $13. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anything you could ever need to make any type of character you want. If you want to make a real thick boy dragonborn butchered that gets choked out by small McLarge huge after drinking a potion, that's what you can do.
How long does that potion
I think
last?
I'm pretty sure it's passed by now. I used it.
I think, yeah.
I was just making sure it wasn't an hour.
I don't think so.
I think it's 10 minutes.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. That was. I'm glad we got there.
Oh my god.
I'm glad.
It was a trap.
Did we follow our plan? I don't even remember what the plan finally was.
Oh yeah, we did. We really went in there and bum rushed him and
Yeah.
him into submission. We really
Awesome.
acted like Xanathars.
Hey, high five, team!
I'm the politest Xanathar of all time.
It doesn't.
Oh my god, you were killing me that whole
Boss,
time.
you were still strong. It
It
lasts
is-
for an hour.
It was one.
Oh
hour.
wow.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, this
I'll
fight.
keep that in mind.
You're gonna rip
so-
that lady and have like a phone book.
When did you drink it?
I drank it right before the fight started.
Like jumping over the table.
As he
so
jumped
it's
over the
end.
table.
So it's definitely still
It's
going.
It's only been 40
It'll
minutes.
Yeah, I would say it'll end soon.
Got
But
20 minutes
it-
left.
but yeah,
Cool.
that's that. We pulled our
That
winners.
was amazing.
That is
Not yet?
happening right now.
Awesome.
I need to play this guy in a one shot.
Yes, please. I loved that character.
The polite Xanathar. Listen, we can all come to an agreement here, I think.
And thank you, Logan, for ruining my voice tonight.
Winner of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is Hybrid Theorist.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on that. And winner of the D&D Beyond
Source bundle book.
Source Bundle book is Ben True. Ben True.
It's been true.
It's been true.
Yay!
We reach out to you through Twitch Whispers to get your info, or get you that info.
Yes.
Woo, man.
It was a great
That was a good-
episode.
good-
That was a good session.
A little chaotic, but a lot of fun.
It was the
plans were
first
made.
heist.
I got to use my hat for the first time.
We heisted.
Yeah.
The body
Yeah.
was the first.
I
That's
also-
very true. It's our first fight or our first heist that like went off so far as planned.
Dude, the body heist went so much smoother than this one. In all honesty.
Running through the streets, attacking
Wait, I
different
don't-
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
was-
it's like I went in there with the idea we're gonna knock this dude out, and then everyone was just like, I don't know. Just let's talk this guy down while I'm choking him.
I was gonna
It seems reasonable.
They worked.
I mean, I was down to knock him out. I just couldn't
Yeah,
do it
thank
fast
you.
enough.
See, we come together when it's important.
I will say this though, the character development that has happened over the past, like I want to say 5-6 sessions, has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Super amazing.
Yeah.
Love watching it, especially the surprise talk that happened today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that
good.
was so good. That
Um,
was so good, you guys.
But hey, reminder: donate to Extra Life, please, at d4extralife.com. Help those kids out. We'll greatly appreciate it. I know they'll greatly appreciate it. Just let's try and give them a life adventure as well in these painful, trying times.
And
But,
if you can't donate, then share the link.
Exactly. And at 1,000, we're giving away
level up dice.
Yeah. Mahogany.
Mahogany obsidian.
Yeah, that.
They're beautiful. I'm just saying.
And be excellent to each other.
And may you always roll with advantage.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.